What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to Thursday Night Roski, the second longest running episodic program and live stream on YouTube. You in here with the Bruce Wayne of this ish. I'm the king of kings, the king of content, the speaker of truth, yours truly, the notorious one, a.k.a. Mr. Coachellini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you were the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF, that is every woman's fantasies, but you can call me CGA, see God Allah, and I'll be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. Get the hater blockers on here. We got an interesting conversation here. A woman has possibly cracked the code for you Mitch ass niggas. Crack the code for you Mitch ass niggas. We're gonna show you something right here later on in the show. This might be absolutely true in the context of manhood. I might actually agree with a certain statement that has hit the internet, and some women have possibly cracked the code of you Mitches. Woo! Wait, this is gonna be hard for you Mitch ass ninjas to swallow, but we gonna talk about it today. Ninjas is scattered up. They like Coach throwing in on the Mitches. Coach going in on these Mitch ass ninjas. Yes, indeed. I'm gonna pull this up right here just to show you. This is a tweet right here that went out. Men really experience life through women. LOL. And the woman follows up. A lot of them don't even try new restaurants or travel without a woman introducing them. Holy mackerel. We're going to discuss that shit right here. I love this. Woo-wee. These Mitches gonna be outraged. And look, we're gonna discuss it at the end of the show, towards the end of the show, because as you guys see, we're building an audience right now. There's almost 350 people in here in the first 3 minutes, and they ain't even here. Mitch ass niggas ain't even in here. We're probably gonna have a peak audience concurrent 1,500 people. So we're gonna wait till the Mitch ass niggas pile in, and we're gonna break this ish down, because you know, when people say CGA don't offer a solution, I believe a lot of men are living their lives just like this. A lot of men are living their lives just like this. They want the solution oriented towards with women. Okay, with women. Remember, I told you, these men, every time they are here, they're like, CGA don't have solutions. And I say, I don't have solutions with you to live your life through women. Woo! We about to get these bitch ass ninjas. It's about to be a bitch ass ninja detection ceremony. Because all of the content creators that seem to have advice to give you with the woman involved, you like that guy. All right. Oh, okay. He gives a solution with women. But can you find a solution without women? A lot of guys don't want a solution without women. Oh man, men want to be led by women. All right, we're gonna break that shit down. Also, hypersexualized content with AI Down syndrome taking the lead. A lot of women are turning to AI Down syndrome, Instagram and OnlyFans content. We're gonna talk about that in the latest sickening trend that is developing across the internet. But to contribute to today's show, $, the Notorious CGA on the Cash App, Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV. PayPal is paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. And you can super chat by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. Let's do it right here. Let's do it right here. It is Thursday. We're almost headed to the weekend, and we're going to be ready for the weekend ASAPidly. We got our brother H Everyday Coach. You be right. I smashed an old broad back in the day, and she used to say, I'm 39 and still look young and feel young. But when I tried to put them legs behind her head, she said, wait. My legs, baby, tap out. That deleted your boner. Yes, indeed. Just like that. All right. Those older ladies, I mean, some of them are flexible, but some of them, they be like, oh, no, you can't fold me up like that, young buck. You can't fold me up like that. And he says, and yes, to the title of tonight's show, bitch made ass ninjas get validation from 304s because of their mama consistent influence, not a man's influence. Whew. We gonna start smacking Mitches today. Mitch is about to be smacked up. This is gonna be a hard reality check. This is going to be a hard reality check. Shout out to our brother Mokeem and Mokinism. Says, thank you, Coach. I'm taking my first trip to Colombia. Shout out to you. Enjoy the Latina mommies. Mamacita. Hey. So glad to meet you. Let's go. Señorita. I want to know if I need you. Shout out to No Government ABH says, I was today years old when I found out that the female age range chart that I thought Kevin Samuels created was actually introduced by CGA years earlier. Shout out to CGA, the real godfather of the Manosphere. At least you guys know what's going on here. My influence on this space sometimes get highly overlooked. But yes, indeed, I had to show people that because people don't know, man. But listen, people watch me. I've influenced a lot of content creators. And some of them take my shit and remix it. All right, and I showed you in real time that it happened. So certainly happened back then, and it happens now. But that's neither here nor there. I like to take credit for my shit because I really sit back and I come up with the concept and I make charts. Most content creators, they don't even make the chart, right? They don't make a chart. They don't make a slide. They don't make anything. They kind of just take my shit and remix it slightly. And there's no doubt about it that this happens a lot. And I showed you even it happens today. Unfortunately, it happens today. I'm just one of those guys that influence a lot of people and they watch, but it seems like the credit doesn't go to me as other people get the credit. I don't know what it is. I'm always wondering what it is. And like I said, this space have always been filled in that way where, then when you call it out, you just a hater. Are you just a hater? You calling it out. Or somebody will say, well, it doesn't matter who created it. Oh, yes, it does.
Straight jacket.
Oh, well, it shouldn't. It's about giving the information to the men's space. Now, it does matter when the other people seem to get the credit and I get none. All right, but yes, shout out to No Government Name BH. He says, I was today years old. All right, when I found out the chart that I thought Kevin created was certainly influenced by me. All right, as you can see. And anybody that's watched me long enough, that chart existed before Kevin was making, he was making cologne motherfucking videos when I made that. All right, but it is what it is. I ain't trying to hate, but look, man, give me my motherfucking propers. That's all I say. Give me my motherfucking propers. It matters. All right, it matters when it's not me. All right, when it's me, y'all say, oh, it don't matter. But when everybody else is rolling with it, all of a sudden it don't matter. All right, but yep, this happens. It happens. All right, so I've influenced a lot of people, but when it comes to motherfucking giving me credit, for some reason, that shit don't exist. Now, it's specifically from the content creators. So the watchers give me credit all the time, but the content creators, the motherfuckers act like I don't exist. They act like I don't exist in their world. And they don't have to kiss my ass, but when you blatantly just take the whole goddamn thing and remix it right here, they just take the whole thing and just remix it just a little bit. And you're going, it's like, You know, at that point, you need to be kissing my ass as a content creator when you do shit like that. But they don't. All right, they don't. And then they say I steal it, which is crazy as fuck. You be stealing from so-and-so. I'd be like, like, it's a goddamn shame. But shout out to you, man. You know, sometimes I have to teach because it's crazy. Like, you know, some people are introduced to somebody else before they even see me. It is. But then when they see me, they're like, hey, you stole that from so-and-so. But when they go to their channel, nobody says they stole it from CGA. It's like, and it's apparent they stole it from CGA. Look, all these people know who I am. But when it's time to get the credit, they seem to be dodging and ducking me. All right, but the plagiarism is real sometimes. And listen, we all kind of borrow from each other. We all borrow from each other. We don't mind a phrase here, a sound effect there. That's different. And I'm talking specifically about the larger content creators, not the new people. The new people, it's fine if you use my stuff. If you review my videos, it's completely fine. I don't mind this at all. Go review my videos. Go kind of use it. Use the chart, my marriage wheel, and say CGA, this is CGA's marriage wheel. That's one thing. I'm talking about the larger content creators that started after me, but they rode a wave and now they got more subs than me, which I don't care about. They seem to ignore me. Okay. Nope. They seem to ignore me and straight be stealing, right? You like, now that they got a larger platform, they don't want to say my name at all. They don't want to give me props at all. They just keep running with my shit. So, you know, it really is disgusting. It's a disgusting thing. So, this is why I lose respect for this space, because literally the jacking is ridiculous, bruh, right?
Straight jacking.
And then you see the celebrities doing it. Press 1 if you don't see the celebrities doing it. Guys, I reach celebrities. I don't think you guys know that my platform is large enough to reach celebrities. I see them motherfuckers quoting it word for word, verbatim. Paul Pierce, I see all these guys verbatim. And I'll be looking like, God damn. Even that Corey Holcomb. I mean, it was like I said Daffy Duck with the bill shot back. A week later, and he's a great comedian. Oh, not even a motherfucking week later, somebody sends me a clip of Corey Holcomb saying the exact same thing. Now, I don't watch Corey Holcomb all the time. Maybe he said it before, but I highly doubt it. But I caught him even doing it. I'm like, wow. I'm like, God damn. Like, invite me on the show. Gilbert Arenas, all of them, bruh. I'll be like, I'm like, damn, nigga, give me some shine, bruh. They won't invite me on their big platforms, nothing. Vlad TV be stealing from me, Gilbert Arenas, Godfrey. I'll be watching it, I might be like, why don't they just invite me on and let me run and get some shine? He said, Corey doesn't watch you. See, this is what people see. He said, Corey doesn't watch me. These guys don't have a clue. Press 1 in the chat if you heard Corey Holcomb steal my goddamn Daffy Duck joke. Press 1 in the chat so this goof ass nigga don't understand. I'm a large content creator. I'm large. He certainly took my joke the next week. All right. Press 1 in the chat so this goofball can understand. I proved it. Okay. He said it right after me, literally in the next week. The next week. Press 1 in the chat. And I pulled it up. It was verbatim. It was verbatim. That cannot be a coincidence. All right. He literally said it the next week. I was like, wow. Yep. So, bruh, you can deny it all you want. It was the next goddamn week.
Straight jacket.
I was like, wow. All right. So, trust me, bro. I'm a large content creator. Although the numbers might not seem like it, I'm definitely seen in the world. I'm worldwide, nigga. I'm worldwide, nigga. New. He said Anton just like he said I saw the episode. He said it right after you, coach. It was like immediately. I was like, woo wee. Woo wee. All right. He said, look, okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Woo wee. All right. It's crazy, but it's the real. All right. What do we got here? let's get to these contributors to today's show. Woo-wee! Yes, indeed, bruh. Anyway, let's get into it. Shout out to Steve Kim and Jason Whitlock shouting me out. Brother, yeah, people act like nobody sees me. Oh, they don't know who you are. Ninja, I'm worldwide. Everybody knows me, bruh. I'm worldwide. No, there ain't nobody that ain't seen me other than like Jeff Bezos or something like that. Everybody seen me. So don't act like motherfuckers ain't seeing CGA. But anyway, what are we doing here? Straggle and Sniggle Theater? Let's motherfucking go.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater. Yeah. You watching the Notorious one. Put some respect on my name. Straggle and Sniggle Theater, we have a woman that says what? I'm just a girl. Little old me. All right, so we got a video of a woman kind of telling you what I've been telling you about the women turning their brain off. And then she says she uses this statement quite a bit. But then she even came back and said, if a man said this statement, she get the ick. Shout out to Fresh Air's coach. They jealous and greedy. I give you props. He says, you said it first, bro. Shout out to our brother Fresh. All right, even Fresh, they'll come in with their name. Fresh comes in with his name. Other content creators hide their name when they come in. Shout out to Fresh. But check this out. Check this out. I'm just a girl. I want to turn my brain off. We have this woman right here says, I'm 28 years old. I'm just a girl. But a 28-year-old man, you're a man. So she's saying it's not right for men to say, I'm just a boy. So she's 28 years old. But she's going to say, I'm just a girl. That's okay. But a man saying, hey, I'm just a boy is not okay. Okay, let's play the video.
Hey, I'm just a girl is so funny. Like, I'm 28 years old, but like, yes, I'm just a girl. Like, if a man were to say I'm just a boy, oh my God. Like, that would make me physically ill to hear a man say that. Like, no, you're a man. You go out to work and you do important man things as a man should. But me, a 28-year-old girl, I am just a girl. I shouldn't have responsibilities because I'm literally just a girl.
Shout out to the angry man, the legendary angry man. Yeah, people stole from him too. Yeah, I love the angry man. He gives me props. There's people that give me props. Trust me. All right. Our brother over here, they give me props. Angry man gives me props. And people have been stealing from Angry Man and all of the other brothers. You know what I mean? Ringo. These brothers been getting stole from too. These brothers been getting stole from too. But guys, I've been telling you right here, when you look at the idea of how they treat men, but then when they come back, they don't realize that they sound equally as dumb. But it's okay. She's like, it's okay for me to say I'm just a girl. But aren't you the same age? What's going on with this age thing? People just use age just like, okay, 28-year-old is a fully grown man. 28 is a girl? 28 is just, I'm just a girl. I'm still young. My brain stem just developed. I got my frontal lobe 2 years ago. This is how they look at themselves. But a man, you a grown-ass man. You should build a house with your hands. So you see how they use age to actually use it against you and for themselves at the same time? Why do you say it? Why do you say women mature earlier than men? But 28 is just a girl. But 28 is a fully grown man. So you see how she gets the ick. Ooh. So when they want to turn off their brain, when they want to say I'm just a girl and I don't need to be responsible and I'm still a baby, I'm still an emerging adult. I feel like if I was pregnant, I would be a teenage pregnancy. You see how they see themselves as little girls? All right. You can also know this with the get 'em daddy. Get 'em daddy. All right. You can always say them with the get 'em daddy. All right. So with the idea of a woman that's 28, that's looking for a mature man that's 45, she wants to feel like a little girl. So she wants to feel like daddy's girl. She want to be like,
Okay, daddy.
Okay. You know how many 20-year-olds I got calling me daddy? Right? 26, 27. They 26, 27, fully grown women. And they're like, get 'em daddy. They're like,
Okay, daddy.
They feel like girls. And you will be shocked at the amount of women that are 26, 25, 28 that still feel like they're 20. I still feel like I'm 20. I still feel like I'm 16. It's mind-boggling.
Okay, daddy.
But if you're 28, you're a grown-ass man. Ugh. Right? The age thing in America is something weird. It is something weird. These women don't want to develop at all. They just want to be seen as cuddle me. All right? They still sleep in their little funny pajamas, and they got stuffed dolls. They sleep with stuffed dolls. All of that shit, bruh. All of that shit. Children with breast. Shout out to Chronicles with Judah. Children with breast. I tell my guy, that my homeboy, that all the time. He'd be like, look at these ladies. I was like, they just children with breast. They're just large children. So I treat them like children, and I do very well with women when I treat them like children. Soon as I treat them responsibly, they don't like it. I'm a true equality. I believe in feminism. I believe that women should be treated equal. If you want to be treated equal, I'll treat women equal all the time. And the minute they be like, well, I don't want to be treated equal. Okay, baby girl, you're one of my baby girls.
Get him, daddy.
Grown ass woman.
Okay, daddy.
You just a baby. So I either treat them equally, and when they don't like it, they're a child to me. Okay, you're my child then.
Okay, daddy.
And they like that. Okay, daddy. Okay, daddy. They like that. Grown-ass women. I got 26, 28-year-old women. Daddy.
Okay, daddy.
All right, that's how it goes. Even the 19-year-old women I have.
Okay, daddy.
Yeah. It's crazy, bro. Hey, one time somebody said I went to the JUCO and she had stuffed animals on her bed. One time I had a girl, and she wasn't really my JUCO, but age-wise, yes. I was hammering her ass, all right? But you know what I mean? You start throwing covers and sheets off. I'm hammering her ass a good 45 minutes, just drilling her. And I'm just moving pillows. I get down to the last pillow, throw it off, and it's a damn, her childhood bunny, stuffed bunny rabbit was the last thing on the bed. Now, what she does is, and what she did was she used to hide it under her pillows, because women be having like 50, 11 pillows on their bed, and she used to hide it under her pillows. All right, when I came over, and I finally got down to it. All right, and she had a stuffed bunny rabbit from her childhood on that bed, and she was super duper embarrassed. All right, she was embarrassed, and I said, I looked at this bitch like, is this your childhood bunny? This bitch was 28 years old.
Okay, daddy.
I was like, she was like, I'm totally embarrassed. I was like, grown ass women.
Get him, daddy.
Grown ass children.
Okay, daddy.
Grown ass children. I'm telling you, man. A lot of people, look, when they outside and they're out there in their Marshall suit and they're working their jobs and they're pushing in emails, they act like they're super duper mature. I'm super mature. Take them to Starbucks. I like a mocha chocolate with a little bit of syrup, with some cinnamon crumbs, and I want some sprinkles, and I want whipped cream, a third of whipped cream, 3 sugar pumps. Like, just like a child. They order that shit just like a child. Like a child's ordering ice cream. I want sprinkles and gummies. They start putting all kind of shit over there. And then when they get up there, she totally messed up my drink. Bitch, you made that drink so extra complicated. You made that drink super complicated. You put 15 goddamn things in that drink. How they suppose they measure this up? They totally messed up my drink. I don't know what. Why didn't you just order a goddamn mocha latte? You didn't want to. You wanted to order the mocha chocolate with 15 specialties to it. Grown ass children.
Okay, daddy.
Grown ass children. I tell you, man, it proves it every day. I be like shaking my head when it come to them, bro. I'm like, these people, bro. They couldn't just have a simple drink right off the menu. They had to order the specialty drink. I like the green tea mocha chocolate with the extra spritz, 2 pumps, 3 whipped creams, 2.5 cinnamon sprinkles. Like, shaking my damn head. The drink is like $50 at the end of it. You didn't put enough syrup and corn whip. I can't believe they messed it up. Yep. shaken and not stirred. I don't want any ice, 2/3 of the ice. Like, what's wrong with them, bruh? Grown-ass children. That's when you guys know. They're just grown-ass children. They're just children with breasts. And when they get home, they want to skip and be a girl and do something silly. And they're just grown-ass girls. They're just grown-ass little girls. Okay? They'll revert back to grown children real quick. I didn't want you to put it there, and you did this. Wah. Let's get back to it. Straggle with Sniggle Theater. We listen, but we don't judge. We got drunk skeezers outside. Sloppy yogurts are out. We listen, but we don't judge.
Listen, we don't judge. I slept with her boyfriend.
Oh! Whoa, when?
Stop! I slept with her boyfriend too.
Whoa!
We listen, we don't judge. I slept with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, the humanity.
You know, they say women are best friends. They're not. They stab each other in the back all the time.
Oh!
There she is. I slept with her boyfriend. Yep, and
Oh! Whoa, when?
Stop! I slept with her boyfriend too.
yeah.
Oh, the humanity.
That's why they always bitching at each other. For 6 weeks, they be best friends. And then, dude, trust me, guys, I know you might think this is a skit, but I've heard women say this. Women do say shit like that. Like if a woman, and their friends, now not all of the women do that to each other, but they say they know certain friends that will sleep with another person's boyfriend if given a chance. 100%. They'll do it. And look at my man right here. This is where the innocence of men, you know, men that are 30-something and under, they don't understand what I'm talking about. All right, because they haven't lived enough life. You guys are shocked at everything that I tell you, and then when I show you that it's true, it's true. All right, I got the age on you, brothers. It does happen. They'll do it. They'll do worse shit than that. All right, I've actually heard something that just absolutely flabbergasted me. I'm going to share it on Locals. I'm not going to share it here. Of something a JUCO's friend told my JUCO to do. I can't even say it over the air, but when I heard that, I was like, there's no hope.
Oh, the humanity.
There's no hope. I'm oh my goodness. So yeah, man, they do some wild shit to each other, and sometimes we never even hear about it.
Whoa!
Look at my man right there. He just trying to get one piece of punani, but there's one dude that done banged all of these white girls.
We listen.
And look at this right here. Them things are saggy waggy already. Sloppy yogurt. And look at them right here. And look at the mud duck. The ugliest friend slept with the boyfriend.
We don't judge. I slept with her boyfriend.
All right. There it is right there. And she ain't that much better, but yep, merp.
Oh!
And she recording.
Oh! Whoa, when?
Stop! I slept with her boyfriend too.
Of course they did. Of course they did. All right. Anyway, Straggle Sniggle Theater. We have an NBA reporter, a Detroit Piston media lady here. Let me see if I can actually refresh the screen. I'm a Depoit. Are the Pistons still in the playoffs? I think they got eliminated. Didn't they get eliminated? They had a good run. Didn't the Pistons make the playoffs this year? They had a good year this year. I don't remember if they made it. But a Pistons media reporter goes feral. All right, a Pistons media reporter goes feral. As you can see here, does anybody know who this lady is? They didn't make the playoffs? All right, I thought they made the playoffs. Hey, maybe they not, but let's go to Detroit again. Detroit again. So this is a Pistons media reporter covering the game, and it's a female. You guys know a lot of women get these jobs to do stuff because, you know, eye candy. But they did make the playoffs. All right, they did make the playoffs. The Knicks knocked them out. I knew they made the playoffs. Shout out to the Detroit Pistons. But she goes feral here. And we're going to show you why she's gone viral. We're going to show you why she's gone viral. Let's take a look at the video here and hear it out here. Let's go.
Ourselves with 7 seconds left in regulation. And Cade Cunningham, the all-star, the MVP, the leader of this team, finds himself right here in what he says is one of his spots, about 14 and a half feet from the net. He pulls off a pull-up that he says is muscle memory. He's shocked it missed. JB Bickerstaff is shocked it missed. His teammates are shocked it missed. But there's no time for that because a scrum ensues under the net and the ball rolls this way where the Michigan man, Tim Hardaway Jr., finds himself in the corner ready to pull off a three, a spot that he was so hot at in game 3. But unfortunately, as soon as he jumps up, I can't hit that vertical.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Jeez Louise. Woo-wee. Boy, that is a knock-knee broad right there with all them cankles and calves, lordy. All right, my Lord have mercy, my word.
Oh, the humanity.
Jeez Louises, Jesus, boy. Ooh, you know it's some funk in there, boy. It's some funk in that trunk right there. Nobody even listening to what she talking about. They looking at them thighs. Woo, that's thick right there. Or is that fat?
Oh, the humanity.
All right, is that fat? We're going to go ahead and make a vote right here. Lord, that's a knock-knee broad right there. Ninja meat. All right, look, Detroit reporter. She taking this is a black man's dream right here, man. All right, this is a black man's dream. Yes, it is, brothers. Yes. Thick or, we're going to say over-caloried. Caloried. All right, thick, over-caloried. All right, we're going to do it live right here. Let's start the poll. Woo-wee! All right, what is she even talking about?
To get that tall, Josh Hart is bodying over him in what is post-game deemed illegal contact. Only crew chief Dave Guthrie admitted that after a post-game replay review. In-game, the foul is not called, not allowing Tim Hardaway for his opportunity to get 3 free throws off to win the game. We find ourselves...
All right, so wow, she's going feral. All right, let's read the comments, and of course, people are going to reveal themselves. It says, goddamn, she fine as hell. All right. We got another one. She's from San Antonio. She's fine. Of course, this is a black man. Of course it is. Not gonna lie, them hills are stronger than my last relationship. We have this one. This brother, a Latino brother, says thick. All right. What's her at? Powerful legs, torta activities, Charles Barkley ready to go. Those hills holding that weight is the real story. This guy says Roski. Thunder thighs, better call the fire department while you're at it. The friction between those thighs is getting hot. This brother said, hear me out. All right, we got some brothers. She's a hottie, and there she is. Thick thighs save lives. She thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. All right, she thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Woo-wee. Yes, indeed. Let's play it again for the nasty boys in the building. All right, smash or pass on this woman right here. Smash or pass.
With 7 seconds left in regulation. And Cade Cunningham, the all-star, the MVP, the leader of this team, finds himself right here in what he says is one of his spots, about 14 and a half feet from the...
Let me tell you, man. Let me tell you, brothers. That is some thickness right there, brother. Look at the size of them cankles. Look at them cankles. Black man ain't nothing better than this right here for a black man. This right here is a black man's kryptonite. Nothing bigger than a big-thighed white girl. A big-thighed white girl. And ninjas is revealing themselves in the comment section right there. She cute in the face and thick in the waist and the thighs. All right, look at that right there. What do y'all think? Woof. Woof.
The net, he pulls off a pull-up that he says is muscle memory. He's shocked.
Boy, that is knock-kneed and cockeyed right there. Look at that. That's a whole V right there.
It missed. JB Bickerstaff is shocked it missed. His teammates are shocked it missed. But there's no time for that because a scrum ensues under the net and the ball rolls this way where the Michigan man, Tim Hardaway Jr., finds himself in the corner ready to pull off a three. A spot that he was so hot at in game 3. But unfortunately, as soon as
Look at that right there, ladies and gentlemen. Hello.
Oh, the humanity.
Woof. Ninjas, man, they hired the right girl for this job. They hired the right girl for that job. That's crazy. Yo, my goodness, man. She got people, man, I'm going to tell you, bruh. Everybody smashing that. They lying in the comment section. Let me at her. Let me at her. Boy, that's some, bro. That's tell you, oh, my Lord Jesus.
Oh, the humanity.
Where the knees, fat all over the kneecap, all of that. Ninjas is going as soon as they come in there. Woo-wee. Lord have mercy. Yeah. All right. Shout out to the woman going feral. That's Straggle in Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride.
Oh, man. She rubbing them thighs together, friction. She can create a fire in the Detroit Pistons locker room. 78% said that's over-caloried woman. That's an over-caloried woman. Somebody said cream pie. Oh, man. All right, these ninjas, the nasty boys showing up for the day's show. Are y'all gonna...
Oh, that's nasty.
Are y'all going on a date with this woman? Would you take that woman on a good date? Like, think of a good date that you can take a woman on. Are you taking her on a date? Or are you just smashing that indoors? You taking this only indoors? Are you taking this to the front row seats of any sports event? Or are you taking this through the back door? All right? Are you taking this through the back door? Are you taking this just to the crib? Or are you taking her to Mastro's? Oh, man. Shout out to that woman there. All right. Who keeps putting that noise there? Slow Tuesday? Is she gonna see daylight, or y'all just gonna sneak her in the back door? Don't come to the front door, head to the back door. All right, Key himself. In 2020, CGA said clout will be worth more than money. I've had 2 JUCOs tell me they don't see clients who don't have a social media presence. CGA don't miss, and this brother, Key himself, has been here since 2018. I don't miss. You don't date clients who don't have a social media presence. Wow. And does that mean any social media or a high social media presence? Maybe you could clear that up, Key himself, because I said that in 2020. I said, guys, these girls for Gen Z, if your social media presence ain't on point, they ain't even fucking with you on a date. They ain't even messing with you. Now, some women will say, I don't want them to have social media at all. So that's like saying I like fat women. All right, I don't mind my woman being fat because you just assume nobody's going to know about her or nobody's going to come after her. It's kind of like gatekeeping your spouse, cock blocking, gatekeeping, or worse. But you don't see clients that don't have a social media presence. Yeah. I said that in 2020. I was like, there's going to be a time where girls will just be like, if they can't pull you up, they're not going to mess with you, especially they're dating the same age guys. So they're going to be like, let me see your Snapchat. You get the Snapchat. They're going to look at your Snapchat score. This is why, yeah, Instagram did this. This is why I said also these women are using Instagram. Like when you cold approach them and they say, you can't get my phone number, get my Instagram. That's obviously a way to snoop on you. Mate guarding, that's what I meant. What did I say? Gatekeeping? It's mate guarding. Thank you. But it's a way to investigate you prior. Because women need information, number one, because they're concerned about their safety. So when they want to make sure they don't get chopped up, right? Who am I dealing with? And Instagram is a great way to get to that, right? So they can investigate you prior to that. Prior to meeting you, they want to investigate. Then they want to see how many skeezers you're following. So they'll go to your followers list. Yes, they will. Then if your content has mostly male or female audience, they want to see what type of males or females are following you. So if it's overwhelmingly male, they want to see how many incels are following you. Or if it's overwhelmingly female, they want to see what type of females are following you. Yes, because before I was this persona, I was a fitness persona. And you know, I had a lot more women following me than men back then. And women who would follow me, they would know all the women who commented every time I post. They'd be like, who's this woman? Who's this woman? And it was a woman that I met on IG. I'm meeting her on IG and through IG. Then these women are going back and forth asking me what woman is who. This one always comment. They'll go to that woman's page. So it's a great way to investigate you. It's a great way to find out who you are and what you believe in. Instagram used to be worse. They would show you who you follow and when you follow them and what type of comments you left. They took that out. But yep, they're definitely screening who you are before they get there. Same with Snapchat. Snapchat score. Okay, this nigga on Snapchat snapping a whole bunch of skeezers. All right. Let me see. Let me check on them stories. So, is there any females in your pictures? Wives? Do you have pets, children? Because they don't even have to ask you questions then. So, yes, it is. Yep. He says, wonder why she ghosted you? She checked your IG follower count. Now, people denied it back then because Key himself was here long enough. When I dropped that game back in 2020 as an older guy, I was like, you guys don't realize Gen Z women are going to do this. All right. They're doing it. And back then, the oldest Gen Z woman was what? 21, 22? When I dropped that. And everybody's like, nah. And I was like, yo, yes. This is going to be a big thing going forward. So, and guess what happened? Before that time, when I dropped that, women weren't giving IG as a phone number. This was 2020, 2019. Like, it was uncommon for people to say, no, I won't take your phone number. I'll give you my IG. It wasn't common. Now it's way more common. Like, people even know when you cold approach, you can expect a woman to say, I'll take my IG. Or men will say, give me your IG. So now it's even more common that they say that. The reason why they're saying that is they're trying to scout you and trying to sniff you out to see if there's any red flags beforehand or clout, or they want to see if you got a big presence, why you have a big presence. And I did that recently. A woman that I met in the elevator ended up saying, give me your IG. I gave her the IG and I found her page. I had way more followers than her. Sometimes even having way more followers is bad. Okay. He says, Ninja, it was mad common, but I hear you. Okay. Remember, my audience is older men. My audience is older men, and Instagram was not that common. Instagram's DMs was not that common. All right. So I get what you're saying. It was still fairly new. I know you're disagreeing, but you got to remember the time. It was 2020. It was 2020. DMs didn't exist only for 2 years. So it wasn't as common as you think. All right. Especially older men, especially if you're talking about men in their 30s and 35 and 40. It wasn't common at all. In fact, let me tell you, in 2020, if a 35-year-old man talked to a woman, she was not giving you the Instagram. Right? She was not giving you the Instagram. So, I know you're showing your age, but in 2020, 2019, if I walked up to a woman as a 35-year-old a man in 2019, she wasn't asking for Instagram. She was not. Nah, she was not, bro. I know you think that. Maybe if you're 18, 19, 20, yes, but not at 35. Today at 35, they're asking for Instagram. So I know you don't think it was common for you. You might have been young, but it wasn't common for a 35-year-old man to be faced with a woman asking for an Instagram. It was phone number still. It was phone number, right? I know today it's wide open. It's very common, but not 6 years ago. 5-6 years ago, it wasn't. All right, this is fairly new. It's fairly new. But again, new is relative. If you're young, new is relative. All right. I know. Like in 2019, 2018, if I walked up to a girl, Instagram wasn't the first thing she would ask for. It was definitely still phone number. I know what you're saying, but yeah. I know you could disagree, but I get it. It definitely was new by 2020. It was common for young people. That's why when I told it, I was like, hey, these young women, and I'm seeing these kids, first thing they're going for is Snapchat and Instagram. By 2023, guess what? You guys found out it became way super common by then. Anyway, yeah, demographics wise, it wasn't. All right. But today, if I ask even a 35-year-old, they're going to ask me for Instagram. Even if I get the phone number, what'll happen is they'll ask if you have social media. Now, this is where the point was. If you said, no, I don't have social media by 2020, in 2021, if the woman eventually asked you for Instagram and you said no, you were likely not going to get very far with the woman unless you had supreme game. So let's go back to our brother here, IV. So this is where you're right. If today a woman you're talking to asks you, do you have any social media? And you say no, you're going to be out of there. Right? You're going to be out of there. They're going to be like, you're out of there. Because it's almost impossible to not have social media. So then they're going to think you're hiding something. Okay, this motherfucker hiding. He's married. Right? He's married. He hiding something. He a loser. So now they can't investigate. You're out of there. That's for certainly true. It wasn't as true in 2020, but if you go in and by 2022, 23, and you say, I don't have any social media, you better have supreme game, bruh. You better have a way to round that, because they ain't fucking about to get chopped off. They ain't like, how the fuck you ain't got no social media? There is no possible way. You're lying. You don't have a YouTube, a Facebook, nothing? You don't got a Facebook? Okay, nah. I get around it a little bit. Shout out to Macaroni Tony, Fact CGA. I'll never forget learning that hens share the same draws. Insane, they do. Yes, they do. They share the same underwear. The same underwear. No government ABA says I was today. Okay, that was earlier today. Shout out to you. Thank you. Yeah, I had a girl ask me for my Instagram, but at the JUCO, you can get around it a little bit, because you can be like, listen, I got a personal life. We're being discreet. Not only that, they'll try to look you up and they'll ask for extra questions. What's your name? What's your last name? What's your middle name? What high school you went to? What college you graduated? They'll look you up and Google your ass until they find you. And it's easy to find you now. So then they could just reverse screenshot image you and pull you up. So all they need is a picture. I remember there was a woman asking me for a photo. She said, can you send a photo? And I thought it was weird the way they asked it. And I was like, I already sent you a picture. And then she was like, no, I just need a photo. It's like, this bitch. So I sent her a photo, but I knew she was fucking around. So I sent it like in a not well lit area. And I took it sideways like this. You know, it was kind of like this. My man said, never had an issue without IG. All right, everybody. Congratulations. All right, we got one. He never had an issue with IG. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Everybody give him a cookie. Stacks wants a cookie. All right, everybody give Stacks a cookie. He's the exception to the rule. All right, everybody give a cookie to Stacks. He wants a cookie, y'all. He's trying to show that he's just so far superior. Thank you, Stacks. All right, Stacks, you are the man. All right, everybody, let's take game from Stacks. Stacks is the man, y'all. He's never had an issue without IG. He got the super duper mouthpiece, and he has no profile picture too. Oddly enough, no profile picture. Everybody give Stacks a cookie. Good job, man. Everybody cookie for him. Now, getting back to what I was talking about, I sent the picture to the woman, but I already knew what she was doing, so I didn't make it the clearest photo. And when I sent her the photo, she was like, no. She said, take the picture straight on. No profile. She said, take the picture straight on like this and send it to her. And I was like, done. I was like, I know what she's doing. I know what she's doing. Now we see what's going on. So then she wanted to take it straight on so she could run it through her reverse imaging software and pull me up. So as soon as I heard that, I was like, she's done. All right, just ghost. Time to ghost. So women are hella sneaky, and they do want to investigate you for a variety of reasons. Number one, they nosy as fuck. Number two, they want to measure you where you are in your status or possibly wealth. Number three, they want to see if you're married, if you're lying, number four, they want to see if you're an incel or a pervert. Number five, they want to see, they want to gather information about possibly where you live. All right, what's in the background of your photos. And then number six, their safety. Their safety. Am I safe with this person? So they're not just measuring status. They're also looking at a whole bunch of other things. Who you're following. What type of people are you commenting? What type of comments are you leaving on certain profiles? Okay. Are you on websites? Are you have a jail record? Are you running from the law? Yep. See how many broads you got. If you got a girlfriend in your photo. So it's a variety of reasons that men don't typically do. Men don't typically go for this. So this is why today they're asking that first. Let me get that IG. Let me get that IG. See who you are. The minute you balk at it, I don't have an IG. You're losing ground. All right. You're in quicksand. You're in quicksand right now. You about to be in quicksand. She about to, okay, you got one more loss and you out of here. So watch out for that. That's out for that. You better have a counter to that one. Now for me, when I at the JUCO, I typically haven't had many women use that as a means to measure because it is about discretion anyway. So you can say, hey, we're being discreet. So people are using fake names and fake identities, and that's fine. Yo, shout out to J Flow, says happy birthday to my pops who turned 81 today. Without him, a lot of us in my family would not be around today. Shout out to all the dads out there. Happy birthday to J Flow's pappy. Appreciate y'all for being here. Shout out to 81 years old, the patriarch. Without him, nobody in this family would be around, all right? They would not exist. So his pops is the spark of life. His pops created and built a legacy, and he maintained that legacy. It starts with two, moms and pops, grandma and grandpa, and they create the legacy. All of y'all came from pops. So shout out to Pops J Flow for holding it down for 81 years. Yeah, shout out to you. Key himself, RSD Madison, has a new philosophy called team. Shout out to you. It's time, energy, attention, and money. Let me know if you need a copyright lawyer. All right, whoever that guy is. All right, that's crazy. Never heard of him, but of course, oddly enough, they didn't come up with meat. Oh, I seen him. Yeah, we raided his goddamn comment section. All right. We raided his comment section, and he tried to say, I don't even know who CGA is. All right. Okay. Anyway, he couldn't even explain team without stumbling all over it. All right. But he's a goofball. He's a goofball. All right. He's a goofball dating coach. All right. But yeah, we raided his motherfucking comment section one time. All right. On locals. I was like, look at this nigga. All right. And everybody went over here and raided his shit. But then he's a disingenuous individual, the way he was offering his apology. All right. The way he went around it was a bitch ass nigga way. That's why I hate dating coaches. All right. I hate dating coaches because they're disingenuous. Shout out to our brother Mo Kim. And Mokinism says, my offering to the real Godfather before the Gone Father. Shout out to you. And thank you for that. I appreciate it. H every day, coach. You the soldier boy of true man talk. And he says, I appreciate you. Easy says, coach, your channel is everything for men and women. Women should be able to easily enjoy my content. Women should easily be able to enjoy my content. All right. But shout out to the women that enjoy my content. This is definitely content for men and women. I know women, it's hard for women to swallow, so I get it. So they don't want to really watch. But we got another guy that's been here for many years. It is the Jimmy ZTT. Says CGA, never heard of him. He says, loose women are 403s and protect your team. Time, effectiveness, aura, and machismo. That's a remix, right? Let the Mitch slapping begin. He says, let the Mitch slap down begin. Shout out to the Coach Gang and the Money Mindset. That's a co-sponsorship. Shout out to you right there. All right. It's crazy, bruh. It is crazy how they just take shit and they will literally just start talking about it. Like, yeah, I came up with something new. Yeah, team, time, energy, aura, machismo. You're like, what the fuck? Like, damn, nigga. All right, unbelievable. Let's get to It's an Evil World We Live In, bruh. It's an evil world.
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in. Have you guys seen this particular piece of content here? The current trend of a lot of women doing hypersexual Down syndrome content. Let's give you an example of what Down syndrome content is. What it is they're making popular a filter that makes women look like they have Down syndrome, and then they sell sexy content on the other side. So it says video appears to be stolen from women without Down syndrome, and then a filter is applied to the face to generate an AI-enhanced video, which replaces the original poster's features as computer-generated disabled person. And it says, if she's down, I'm down. All right, so we have a lot of nastiness related to this. And I remember when I first saw this on Instagram, I started playing it. And I believe the original woman was not a filter. She did have Down syndrome. And it was weird, right? Because then the woman was shaped like, I don't know if you remember me showing this about last year or earlier this year. The woman's figure was on point, but it was a sister creating content with her Down syndrome sister. It looked like the sister. And the woman seemed to be the Down syndrome woman seemed to be quite aware of what was going on. But of course, I don't know what the levels are to her disability would be. But I thought it was super duper weird. I was like, this is getting weird. And I actually did a conversation and saying, is this even legal? Is it even legal to have sex with a person that has Down syndrome? I did look it up and it was a gray area. It was a gray area. At first, I thought it was illegal, all right, to have sex with a retard. All right. But maybe a Down syndrome person is not a retard. I have no idea. But in the past, a person that was literally labeled retarded, you could not have sex with them. And men were getting in trouble for impregnating these women. In fact, these women get sexually assaulted quite often. In fact, in mental health hospitals and stuff like this, there's a lot of sexual assaults and rapes of women in this condition, all right, especially in the extreme condition. But I started looking up consent and I said, there's got to be a law against this. All right, there's got to be a law, and there wasn't really a law. All right, they can't give consent, but it was a very gray area, even to the point where I read it, and they were like, well. Like today, you don't hear people going to jail for this. So it is a very, very, very interesting line. And what they're doing is the content creators, whether it's the original content creator themselves, they're putting the filter on themselves and selling content behind the scenes, or someone stealing their content, as they say, and they're putting a filter on it. So it is like, it's getting worse. I mean, the nasty boys.
Oh, that's nasty.
All right, the nasty boys. So let me look it up here. Let me cover the article here by the New York Post. It says, hypersexualized AI Down syndrome content is going viral in latest sick trend. Social media creators have been known to use AI filters to make their waists look smaller and their breasts appear bigger, but now a disturbing IG and TikTok accounts are stooping to a far more disturbing trick to drive engagement. In videos that are going feral on the platform, typical facial features associated with Down syndrome are being superimposed on the face of scantily clad women engaged in sexual suggestive behavior with AI. Now, here's the funny thing. Here's the funny thing about this. When the women were doing the sexually explicit content, And I told you there will be titties and pussy out on IG at some particular point, and I was right. And I said that way before it was going to be prevalent, and now we see it. Now all of a sudden they're kind of miffed because the woman has Down syndrome filter. All right, this is the slippery slope. This is the slippery slope. So when people say, oh, it's just this, it's just that, why are you worried about it? Now you see where the slippery slope goes. Now it goes to Down syndrome. Now it's not enough to have a scantily clad woman. Now we jump the shark. So that's why people have parameters and say, listen, if we allow this, more it's going to get worse. And you didn't know how worse it could get. Now we have Down syndrome. Okay, see, it's a slippery slope. And it says, in the videos that are on the platform going feral, I got that already. The post, which often redirects people to OnlyFans content and other porn sites or Telegram groups, are getting hundreds of thousands of views a pop. And they have individuals with Down syndrome and disability advocates alarmed about fetishization and exploitation. Some of these girls really have Down syndrome. All right, so that is where it's at. And then we even have the wheelchair bandits out here. It makes me feel a myriad of things, says Charlotte Woodward, a 35-year-old woman with Downs. Not only do I find it disturbing, I find it personally upsetting. I feel anger and outrage. Well, it's too late. Typical captions include, is Down syndrome a deal breaker for you? Would you date a girl with Down syndrome? Does Down syndrome change how you feel about me, as well as other far more lewd? And there you go right there. This is an advocate. She says right here, she works in a program associated with National Down Syndrome Society, believes this sort of content puts people like her in harm's way. It just feels as if people wait, the screen jumped. Where did it go? Where was I at? Okay. It says they're putting women with Down syndrome at risk of sexual abuse and sexual assault. I agree. I agree with that. It's just like if they put children out there, which they put a bunch of young women out there, and they're like, oh, don't sexualize the women. And you're like, they are sexualizing these girls. Oh, well, it's your fault. You're the perv. And I'm like, y'all clearly sexualizing this girl. And then they blame you. Well, this is the same thing. Oh, we're not sexualizing Down syndrome. And if some of these guys, because these fetishes, men have weird fetishes, then could they start trying to date women with Downs? Could they start cold approaching women with Down syndrome? Could they start targeting these women? Could they start jumping into DMs? Yes, they will. Yes, they will. And I'm saying, bro, it is a slippery slope to even allow men to act, people in general, to exploit these women if in fact it is not something that is socially acceptable. All right, but it's gone. It says many different account names are using the same videos and linking them to the same few OnlyFans sites. And it says, while it's impossible to tell what platforms these internet trolls are using to transform the faces, TikTok has multiple controversial Down syndrome filters available for users. TikTok said using filters to portray disabled people is a violation of its community guidelines. Filters flagged by the post were removed from the app on Thursday. All right, so it was available, but now it's removed. So here it is right here. There's another example. Does Down syndrome mean I can't dance? As you can see here, many content creators appear to have stolen some of these videos, but they're saying they stole the videos, but I can understand that. But there are women that do have it. It says syndrome is down, but your deals, Nick, is up. Some of the comments with some of these appearing right here. All right. Okay. Some right here. It's bad. And, oh, it says right here, people with Down syndrome can find love. They can have kids. They can have sex. Those are normal things. But this content is a lie to make money off of people with disabilities and people with Downs. Okay, so let me do this just as a means, because I'm a guy that says, look, I want to inform my audience as much as possible. And the only way I can do that is I got to hit y'all. Y'all got to hit the like button. All right. Let me see if I can pull this up and we can get the criminal legal form of this. Let's see if this is something that, because you got to watch out. It says most developed countries allow people with intellectual disabilities to date, have sex, and get married. There are rarely laws prohibiting relationship and sex. However, some laws regarding the capacity to consent may come in play. This is what happened last time. I looked this up, and there was not a clear definition. Because I've even heard people say, well, they deserve love too. Like, this is, again, the slippery slope, bro. This is why we need black and white rules. You know what I mean? We need black and white rules. We don't need gray areas. Even this one says, it depends. Is it legal to have sex with a girl with Down syndrome? It depends. It depends on how high functioning she is, or whether a judge or a jury would find her competent enough to consent. Well, it's too late by then. Oh, I thought she was high functioning. Okay, she wasn't. Now you're going to jail. I mean, what? So there isn't any clear rules or laws. I remember looking this up. The law makes it impossible for the person to consent if they suffer from Downs and wants to or is otherwise of age. So now we got Sam. It says right here, but can an adult with intellectual disabilities consent to sex? Yes, they can. So we have it all over the place. I remember doing this. It's not very clear. It's not very clear because they'll say they deserve love too. So they shouldn't just restrict themselves to Downs people. So a woman has Downs. Should she only restrict herself to men who have Down syndrome? Is that something that is genetically good, or is that genetically bad? Is it genetically good for a person that doesn't have one to mate with a person that does? Is that genetically good or not? Like, it's crazy, bro. What I say is I wouldn't engage in it. I wouldn't even consider it, and I wouldn't even view content in a way to possibly put that in my psyche. I would avoid content like that. I would literally go, nope, and I would scroll up. Because consuming it opens your mind up to it. And then what'll happen is you will look for it. You'll start looking for it, just like anything else. You say, oh, I didn't realize this was free game. So I would encourage you guys to not consume this type of content. Even the content creators doing it, I think it's very sick. I think it's a very, very sick thing to do, whether the content creator is legitimately Down syndrome or they're using filters to do so. Either way, it's ridiculously sick. Anyone using that particular disability to sexualize the person, it is definitely, I think that's a crossing the line. You've crossed the goddamn line, right? I'm not very conservative in this lane here, but that is crossing the line for sure. You've crossed the damn line right here. All right, that would everybody should be banned consuming it. You should be banned producing it. I'm down for censorship on that issue because that ain't it. That certainly ain't it at all. Because now you're going to really corrupt a lot of people. You're going to corrupt a lot of people. What about little people? I don't know, man. Little people. Midgets? Are we talking about midgets? Yeah, man. I mean, yeah. What about midgets? I can't do it. I don't know. What about midgets?
It's an evil world we live in.
Because I see black men all the time. I got to get me a midget. I'm like, I mean, just get a woman that's 5 feet tall or 4'9". Okay, let's draw the line at 4'9". But when you got a full midget straddling you, it's going too far to fetishize. Now, if you just want to have sex with the Bridget the midget, okay, I mean, go ahead. I mean, get one out if you need to. Now you looking for midgets, midget women. Not to say that I can't discourage it. Like if you have a relationship with a midget girl, I mean, go ahead. But when you actually looking for midgets to have sex with, I just be like, This is what I say, man. Just go to Peru. Go to Mexico. There's a bunch of women 4'9" and 5 feet tall. If it, they damn near close to a midget. I think the legal definition is under 4'9". Let me see here. I think under 4'9", you a midget. It's crazy.
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Let me see here. Oh, there it is right here. What height is considered a midget? 4'10". All right. Wow. Shit. I got a girl that's 4'9". All right. Just
Hey, yo, chill, son. Hey, yo.
Okay. All right. I take everything I just said back. I got a girl I think legit is 4'9". All right. But like, I think I might have to measure her ass. Like, she could be 4'10" for sure. All right. Hey.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. Never mind. I take everything that I said back because I like a good 4'10" girl. All right. CGA. Well, there's a couple of girls that, all right, never mind, have all the midgets you want. Midgets are good. Midgets are fine. Go in on your midgets if you want. All right, anyway, take your midgets. All right, so if you're dating Filipina or Latina women, do they count as midgets? They all midgets then. All right. 4'10". I'm going to have to look this up. Maybe the height changed a little bit. Let me see. Let's see if we're going to get, is it maintenance of hint time? Let's move on from this subject matter. I'm done with this subject right here. I'm done with this subject because this doesn't seem like it's going in my favor. The shit went left. All right. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, here. You shouldn't go to jail for messing with a midget. All right, that's all. Let's leave it at that. You shouldn't go to jail for messing with a midget. That's all I'm going to say. It should be fair game, but, you should be questioned because the child is 4'9". Shout out to Suave Genius says, men, protect your meta, money, energy, time, and attention. CGA, never heard of them. Protect your meta. Oh, man. Oh, gosh. I'm going to have to measure my little Filipina chick tomorrow or when I see her next. Shout out to Hunter. Do you think there will be a period where not having social media will be more acceptable and become the norm? Thank you for everything, Coach. There could be. There could be a point where there's backlash against social media. I don't know when we'll get there. Something would have to replace it, or people would have to be completely just done with social media, which, I don't see it in the next 10 years. It could be like maybe in the next 25 years that people are completely miffed with social media, or they're born into it so they don't consider it a necessity and they can find another avenue of expression. It could be the point where we get to the goggles, right? Where the optimum lenses are going to be more prevalent as an experience to social media. But in the next 10 or 20 years, I don't see it. I might be wrong. I just don't see it at all. Someone said the midgets are disproportionately diminutive, but short Central Americans have normal dimensions, but aren't much taller than a midget. So there we go right there. So I'm good. I'm good. I'm not going to jail. You're right about that, Gerald. Because, yeah, you go to Central America, you go to South America, you go to Peru, you go to Central America. It is very common. Like, the women are 4'9", but they got normal arms. Like, but someone that's 4'10" and they got the little arms, they got the alligator arms, right? That's gonna be different than a 4'9" woman from Peru. But back to what I was saying here, the Oculus. If Oculus takes over, then we can see less social media. He said the loophole. That was the loophole. Central American women and Filipinas, they have normal dimensions. But yeah, if All right. If Oculus takes over, or metaverse or multiverse, something like that takes over, then social media could probably see a decline. But I think that's years down the line. I don't think that's in the next 2 years. All right, shout out to Jay Stone, said, saved my lifestyle, and I'm a 6'5" Chad, coach. Thank you. Shout out to 6'5" Chad, said I saved his lifestyle. As you guys know, Chads and Tyrones typically are someone that we say is an exception to the rule, and they have no harm done and they get free, easy sex. But sometimes Chads and Tyrones, I always say, they're an archetype of males that typically don't need like the red pill per se, because they are successful with women. And my philosophy includes men that are successful with women. Doesn't mean my audience are not successful with women, you know, because we do have pimps and players and reform pimps and reform players and reform dating guys and reform RSD guys and guys that are Chads, guys, these men can get got too. Men like that can get got too, man. And you will realize that a lot of Chads and Tyrones, because they have the height and the muscles, and they are preyed upon against women. So they're women, they get women in the easier way. They get their foot in the door, but they make mistakes too. They make mistakes all the time. And they may not think they need the red pill, because the red pill is supposedly kind of incels and men that are unsuccessful or had bad relationships or couldn't manage women, but they get got too. They get put on child support too. Right? They get played too. After I've always said Chads and Tyrone's biggest adversary or op in dating is the sugar daddy. Okay. Okay. The guy with money is Chad and Tyrone's biggest op. So we might think Chad and Tyrone has a free reign, but they do with the women that we can get. Like, you know, the 5'7" and 5'9" guys. Like, those are the women we can get. Chad and Tyrone has free reign with 4, 5, 6, and 7. But 8, 9, and 10, Chad gotta still compete against men with money, like older men with money. That's Chad's op. That's Tyrone's op. They ain't got no game on top of that. So a woman that is high on the list, the Chad can get her. And the Chad can have the girlfriend, right? That can be his little girlfriend up until she's monetized. Up until she's monetized. And now Chad will find her texting the sugar daddy. Remember I shared this story of the Playboy playmate that married this Chad guy, and he deleted her in the hotel room? Why? Because he found out she had a sugar daddy. Okay. Let me see here. Playmate killed by husband. A lot of them. Sugar daddy. Not Dorothy Stratton, because she was another one. Let me see here. Was this damn, I can't find it. Let me see here. In hotel. Let me see if I can pull it up. There's a couple of them. It's not, Jasmine Fiore is her name. Jasmine Fiore. A lot of playmates getting killed by their boyfriends. All right, here we go right here. Stop. I don't mean to laugh. It wasn't Dorothy Stratton. It was this woman right here. Jasmine Fiore. But it was this woman right here. And so she had the Chadley. And he I think they were married or getting married. And what happened was she was playing both sides. So she had him, but she also had a sugar daddy in Las Vegas. And they got to arguing on a I think they were at a hotel casino in San Diego or something like that, or in Orange County. And they got the arguing. And the reason why they were arguing is he found out she had a sugar daddy. Yep. And he was like, bitch, you still out here dating? And then what happened was they got to arguing, and she texted her sugar daddy, hey, get your plane ready and have your plane, send your plane from Vegas to Newport Beach, Orange County, and I'll fly to you, because she got to arguing with him. And he was like, you got to go. All right. And he had to delete her ass in the hotel room, put her ass in the suitcase. And the only way they was able to identify her, he took out all her teeth and cut all her fingers off. Chad. Cut her fingertips off, her toe tips, and took out all her teeth. The only way they identified her was through her breast implant. They found the serial number on her titty implant, and that's how they was able to identify her. Then they trace it all the way back. But that's an example of he didn't have the stomach.
Do you have the stomach?
He didn't have the stomach. He didn't have the stomach. So again, when we talk about Chad and Tyrone, the Chad and Tyrone will go through bullshit too, but they may not reach to like red pill. They might reach to some dating coach, but they're not immune from bullshit either. They're not immune for bullshit. They're not immune for women playing both sides of the fence, paying the Chad against the sugar daddy. It's a cold, evil ass world. Yep, but the only way they identified her was her damn titty implants. Serial number on the titty implants. Let me see here. And I don't know what happened. I know that nigga in jail right there. Don't he look like a dating coach? He looked like a typical dating coach guy. Now, I got it all figured out. I got these hoes. She got a funny face, though. Her face is funny, but, you know, she's typical, you know, playmate, street meat. But look at him. He got the whole Chad spiked hair shit going on, and inside there, he didn't have the stomach. Okay?
Do you have the stomach?
Her name is Jasmine Fiore. Look up the story. It's on a lot of these murder shows for sure, and probably on the internet. This is a better photo of her. Although her face is funny. All right, you can see she definitely has a nice body for a white girl. I mean, she does. But her face is definitely like around her mouth and her nose is definitely funny. I don't know if it's her teeth. She looked like a chipmunk. But here it is right here. This is what they found his ass on camera. All right, right there. So there they go. She dyed her hair black. But that's him on the night he deleted her. All right, the night he deleted her. So there's Chad, there's him, and then y'all were looking like all the girls like Chad. And there he is with his suit, and he's tall, he's handsome, all right, and he got the skinny broad and the breast implant and the blah, 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 the vixen. And she had a sugar daddy.
Get him, daddy.
So Chad will get through some shit too, bruh. Shout out to our brother Jay Stone right there. Everybody can get it, man. Everybody can get it out here. Don't think because you're tall and athletic that you can't get it out here. All right, shout out to you. That I don't know if that happened to you, but I'm telling you, it does happen to a lot of guys. Everybody can get it. Shout out to Jay Goldfire, says, thanks for the info. Gonna do a coaching call with you once I get my bread up. Shout out to you, but I thank you for the support. Either way. JC, what do you have to say? Midgets, dwarfs, hobbits, they can all get it. I don't need no punani on the table. All right, goodness. Key himself, please shout out Lillian Grace. She's a JUCO in Tulsa, Oklahoma, who loves you and your content. Shout out to Lillian Grace. All right, shout out to you. She's your JUCO. All right, I won't touch her. Dude. All right, but shout out to her. She loves the content. Yes, indeed. Shout out to Carlos. He says, I really like your recent rant about overweight people. Completely agree that it's hard to take advice from someone who clearly doesn't have their own life in order. Honestly, I kind of respect people with drug addictions more. At least they can hide it. Shout out to you, man. But it's hard for people to understand that and hear it because they don't want to hear that. It is an indictment, but to be overweight severely for a long period of time and not work on it, it's hard for people to take people seriously. Shout out to our brother Sean Craig, says, you shuffling on the midget CGA? Not really. Our brother cleared it up. 4'9" is not a midget. in Costa Rica or in Nicaragua or in Venezuela or Peru. They're normal size. Yeah. All right, man. And it's nasty out here. We about to get to the main event. Let me check on PayPal. Yeah, man. And I've known, look, people often wondered what I am. Some people say, oh, you can't get hoes. Some people don't realize that. Some people were like, oh, you was a Chad or a Tyrone back in the day. Listen, I'm a short guy, black guy with muscles. I know you see me all old and shit, but I did pretty well on the marketplace. My issues with women have never really been with dating. Okay, I was able to get I did very good with women 4 to 7 on the scale. Was I able to really get 8, 9s, and 10s consistently? No, and that kind of bugged me. Okay, I got a lot of leftover women. I got a lot of regular women, a lot of plain Janes, a lot of women that maybe in Boise would be good looking women, but in LA were not so. And every now and then I hit a lick. I'll get lucky of a down bad woman who was an 8.5, near a 9. I would get lucky every now and then, but that's like most guys. Most guys are like that. And then there's guys that can't get anything. I'm completely fine. And I show that on Locals. I don't have a problem getting women or dating women. My problems was marriage and relationships. That was where my problems were. So, but because I'm a content creator in this space, I often talk about dating and ways to date. So when I include that content in my show, I do have experiences with that so I can share them. But that was never my problem. All right. My problem was with the relationships. Like I've always had problems when the relationship got to 4, 5, 6 months. Okay. That's where most of my problems showed up. Okay. When I got rid of all my hoes and I committed to one woman. Okay, so that's where most of my struggle came from. It was never getting women and introducing myself and talking to women. And it was never that. Going out to clubs and bars. I could talk to a couple women and get a couple phone numbers. That was never my problem. Okay, my problems was really the relationship. Once I got the commitment, that's when hell broke loose. Okay, that's where hell broke loose. Right, that's where the games came in. That's where I get these concepts called the marriage wheel and the relationship wheel. When you're trying to balance the relationship. Okay, when you get to that 4, 5, 6 month, then the bullshit is about to start with most of the relationships. That's when you're going to start seeing the games and the bullshit. Okay, it is insane. So that's where I had most of my issues that I can then relate to you and be an expert in giving you content related to relationships. Okay. But 8, 9, and 10 is something that I then had to figure out. Well, what is going on with 8, 9, and 10? And so as a guy, when you think you're struggling, I'm only getting 7s and plain Janes and leftover women and older women and pogs and women that are nondescript. Why? How come I can't get them? Well, then you have to figure out why. Then you figure out a lot of them are monetized. They're out of your reach, right? Then you start realizing that the 8s are just women who think they're 9s. And then you have the whole dynamic of the 49ers, the 4s that want to be treated like 9s, the 4s that want to be spoiled. And then you realize that, and then you're going, then you have to go through the muck. Oh, damn, all the 8s and 10s are monetized, especially the 9s and 10s. So you just eliminate them or you pay for them. And a lot of guys that are successful with women that are on the dating side, those men are getting 4s, 5s, 6s, and 7s. They're rarely getting 8, 9s, and 10s themselves. So that's something that I bring to the guys and say, listen, I know you think these men are successful with women, but you don't ever see them with 8, 9s, and 10s or highly sought after women. If you do, they'll have a picture of them. But when you go back behind the curtain and see the women they're with 5, 6s, and 7s. Okay.
Nope.
They're with it, and you don't even realize it because they're telling you how successful. I'll be out here with you. I'll be out. And most of them are with 5, 6s, and 7s. 7s rarely. They're mostly with 5s and 6s, and a lot of dating coaches got exposed for this. So I don't even need to name names. But they'll tell you how good they are with women and show me a picture. I guarantee you when they show you a picture, the women will be, you're going to have a different perspective of that man's advice. You'll have a different perspective of that man's advice. This nigga will be telling you for years that he gets baddies. And then when you see the woman, you're like, nigga, what? And then you'll find out you're doing way better than them to even begin with. Or they might hit you with some, do you want to date models? Do you want to be surrounded by models bullshit? Just pay up, nigga. That's what you're going to do. They be with fat women, odd-shaped women, old women, skeezers, strags. It is the truth. It is the truth. You like, wow. One guy was like, I don't date no women under 180 pounds. I'm like, and no shade to the content creator. I'm not trying to name names, but that should put it in perspective. Wait a minute. You're telling me how successful you are with women and all of them are 180 pounds and up? I'm not dissing any content creators. You know who you are, and I love you, brother. But how in the hold up. Okay, I don't need your advice now. Nigga, I was doing that already. I was fucking better women than you, obviously. I should be the dating coach. I should be the dating coach. Yep, and they'll be with single moms. And you're like, wait up, bruh. I'm trying to get top calico. You're telling me you're winning out here and you with single moms. Like, and you're like, hold up, bro. I can get that. I thought you were talking about getting top-notch bitches. You getting regular girls in Tennessee. Regular girls in Tennessee and fat bitches. I didn't realize it. So once you realize that, I bring it in here. I don't try to throw shade on these men. But when you peel it back and go look and see what they're bragging about, you're like, man, what? Yeah. But it's, but some guys might find that to be an achievement. Some guys might find that to be an achievement, but yep. No wonder why they get it for free. Now it makes sense what's happening here. You're fucking fat bitches. Okay. And 180 is fat. I'm going to let you know, bro. A woman that's 180 that's obese. I don't care. The only way that's not obese is if she's above 6 feet tall. 180 is a big woman. You don't realize how big a 180 is for a woman. You don't realize how big 180 is for a woman. Like how big this woman has to be. I don't care how shapely and round this woman has to be. Like, God damn, that's a big woman, bro. She could better be over 6 feet tall or 5'11" to be 180. All right, but if this woman's under 5'11" and 180, that's a big woman. That is a big ass woman. All right, yo. But sometimes they got the shape. All right, her torso better be short as hell. She better be all titties and ass and thighs to be somewhat attractive. She better be thick. Her titties better be like pow, ass like bam, thighs like whap, all right? And a torso like this. Her torso is this, like it's titty and then pelvis, all right? To be 180 and built like that. If she's not, this woman is going to have stomach. She's going to be built like a block. All right? She gonna be built like this. 180. This woman's 180 plus. And then just was starving over her. All right, starving.
Yeah, that brother's starving. Yes, sir.
This is definitely 180. All right. But my point is this. Like, it's fine. It's fine. But you definitely ain't doing better than me in the woman category at all. So do not brag. Like, I don't brag when I be smashing slump busters. Because slump busters are always on the menu. Slump busters are always on the menu. Because at this point, you can't avoid fat women. You can't even avoid them. They're always going to be on the menu. Okay? But do not brag about it. That's my only point. Do not brag. Do not tell me you out here pounding out and smashing these women and they really, really slump busters. You know, we don't brag about this. I want to see 8, 9s, and 10s. You got to have 8, 9s, and 10s. And I'm talking about 8, 9s, and 10s on the international scale. Listen, it's not subjective. We want objective 8, 9s, and 10s. I want to objectively see you. When you talking about you getting broads, I want to see them women be 8, 9s, and 10s on the goddamn scale. I want to see you at 5'8" with a 5'10" model bitch. You can brag then. Right then, you can brag. But if you're getting regular degulars, you can't brag to me at least. Don't brag to me. All right, you can brag to somebody else. Okay, but do not brag to me, all right? That's why I'm like, give me some pictures, bro, before you come over on my platform. Because if you seen what I was with, whether I paid or not, you ain't beating CGA. That's a fact, Jack. You ain't beating me at all, nigga. All right, I want legitimate 8s and 9s, not El Paso 8s. That's why I'm like, show me pictures, because I'll show you mine, and I'm winning. That bet on any of these dating coaches. 9 out of 10 dating coaches, I'll beat them just with my rotation. All right, anyway, it's crazy. That's why I'm like, show me pictures of you bragging. Where's the one nigga? I never had trouble without an Instagram. Show me pictures. Show me pictures of your hoes. Well, were they baddies to me? Okay, nah, bruh. Show me pictures of the girls you never had problems with Instagram. I bet you they're ugly bitches. They're going to be regular degulars. Okay, we're not talking about regular degular girl. I have no problems with regular degular girls not having a social media. I'm talking about qualified 8, 9s, and 10s. Are you having problems without Instagram with 8, 9s, and 10s? Well, then that's a conversation. But you talking about some regular plain Jane bitch with buck teeth and knock knees and cock eyes and triple doubled up stomachs. Okay, I don't have that problem either. Right? Goodness. Maryland guy, what if you're older in your 40s and don't have a lot of friends anymore? People are busy these days. How the hell are you supposed to build up a big social media? Or will women give you a pass because you're older? Yes. All right. If you're older, social media might not be that big of a deal, but you will find still older women might press you on it and be like, I don't believe you. Okay, let's do H every day, then the main event, because I don't want to get too far. All right, shout out to our brother here, H Everyday Lotto. Whoa, Vicky and Catch Me Outside girl making Down syndrome look good. He says, I'll be hurt if Halle Berry came out with a deficiency other than being a tragic mulatto. A tragic mulatto. Remember, we do have a lot of dudes don't hear me, and they think we're talking about having trouble with regular bitches. All right. No, we talking about having trouble with top-notch bitches. All of us got here by a 4 or a 5 or a 6. All right. We're not talking about regular girls. And he said, Shannon gonna have Coach on the stand as a surprise witness getting questioned about these midgets. I mean, these Minjas. Shout out to you. Let's get to the main event. Interesting question here. Do men live lives through women? Do men live their lives through women? This is a supposed tweet. Sometimes I see these and I don't know. These aren't real tweets. So they attribute it to someone on the screenshot and they type some of these tweets so they can get some sort of interaction. As you can see, I don't know. I don't know how they do this because this is not a qualified tweet or reply. So they screenshot a part of the tweets and put them together. And some of these tweets are troll accounts. All right, troll accounts that, you know, they're constantly doing this on Threads and Twitter or X, and then they get the conversation going. Because when you look up these accounts, the accounts don't exist. But we'll talk about it. And it says, men really experience life through women. LOL. which is going to be a shaming tactic right there, the LOL, and it is a way to put down and demean men. But that's an interesting thought. We're going to share this thought right here, and we're going to look at the response from this woman down below. A lot of them don't even try new restaurants or travel without a woman introducing them. Now, this I find to be true. No matter what, I do look for truth. And when I have the free agent lifestyle, when I talk about the free agent lifestyle, one of the things about the free agent lifestyle that is not appealing to men is that it is a philosophy that is in the absence of women, right? So you're then going to have an absence of women for a period of time until you get clear in your mind, clear in your goals, in which you're going to start doing things by yourself so that you can learn and build up some confidence in a belief system so that then you could qualify women when you rise above and get leverage and options. And my brother said, Coach been saying this for sure. I've been saying that men have a major problem in treating themselves well and doing things in the absence of women. And I get a lot of pushback from people that don't like my philosophy because this very point. One of the things I've challenged men to do is actually live life and enjoy life in the absence of a woman, meaning that go to a basketball game without taking a woman or your friends. Many men can't do that. Go to the movies by yourself. You guys realize how rare it is for regular men, not red pill men, for regular men to go to the movies by themselves. They often think I got to have someone to go with or I'm going to look like a loser. Okay, now men are growing into doing this. Men have been always going to the things by themselves for a long time. It hasn't been the norm. Now more and more men are engaging in this, and you still, when I talk about people copying me, do you hear that a lot of men are asking for their peace, right? I wrote a book with the tagline, Men's Guide to Peace, Quiet, and Freedom. When I wrote the book and I put it out, it was considered a loser philosophy. Oh man, what do you mean? But more and more men are realizing this. My peace is important. Although I didn't create that mindset, people have been talking about it before me, but I actually was able to write about it. And not many books wrote it from that position. Many other books that men were offered in the men's space was either Understanding Women, Evolutionary Psychology, Building Yourself Up to Be Masculine, or an Alpha, or related to dating. I was one of the first books that said, move away from women. And that came from the MGTOW philosophy. Move away from women. Treat yourself. Travel by yourself. Enjoy your lifestyle. And I'm talking about in the modern era, not in the previous era, right? I'm talking about in the modern era, the YouTube era. There were books before me. There were Socrates and Plato's wrote books about this. We're talking about in the modern YouTube era. I was one of the first ones to kind of jump off that leap in that direction. Today, a lot of men are leaping in that direction. They're trying to search for this. They just don't know how to do it because even when they do it for a little bit, they revert back. They got to include women in what they do. So they'll start dating again. They'll be off for about 30 days and they'll still got a date. But they'll broke date. They'll 50-50 date. And then they'll find frustration and then their peace will be interrupted. So that this statement is true. This is true. That men really experience life through women. I think that is hitting the nail on the head. Men that say CGA doesn't provide solutions. What they're saying is, my book, Free Agent Lifestyle, my tagline, Free Agent Lifestyle, doesn't provide men solutions related to how to better deal with women. That's what they're saying. You don't provide solutions on how to build with women, on how to have better relationships with women, on how to deal through the bullshit with women and grow and be rich. So that's what they're saying. I don't have a solution to build with women or get my dating life with women as I struggle to build myself. Like I want to build myself, but I want to include dating. That's what they're saying. I don't have a solution oriented to that. At that point, I say, exactly. I'm one of the only current solutions that has building yourself first, then finding the women. And even then, people say, no. Get married, build with a woman, and then blah, blah, blah. They'll tell you to still get married while your life ain't together. It's better for you. She'll have solutions for you. Okay? I'll have solutions. So there's guys telling you to marry even in a bad situation. Your situation is bad. You feel insecure. You feel low. And they're telling you to get married in this condition and it will be better for you long term. And I disagree. Because what'll happen is, let's go back to this. The second part. A lot of men don't try new restaurants or travel without women introducing them. This is facts. Unfortunately, although you want me to disagree because these are women or alleged women who wrote this is true. It's a sad reality. Let's start with the cheapskates. The cheapskates. They'll always tell you, you don't need all that and you don't need to go there. I can eat off top ramen. I can survive off spaghetti noodles and butter. They only go to restaurants when there's a date. They'll only try new restaurants and experiences in restaurants if it's a date. If there is no date, them niggas will sit at home and watch Down syndrome porn. They'll sit at home and eat top ramen. They'll sit at home and make grilled chicken on the grill. They'll sit up there and make chicken and chicken nuggets on the George Foreman grill. This is a fact, unfortunately. And this is something I've been trying to fight through with men. Why can't you go to a fine dining? What? Because when you go to fine dining, as soon as you integrate dating, you're comfortable in the setting. You have your watering hole. You're comfortable in the setting. You've learned. You might even talk to women while you're there. You might talk to the bartender, the servers. They'll inquire why you're here. You guys might think it's common for men to dine by themselves. It's not. It is very still not the norm. So when you do it, people will start questioning you. And what are you doing? Are you visiting? Are you from out of town? Where are you doing? Do you normally come here? And so while we think it's common, you're seeing more and more men do it. It is still not the norm. So getting dressed up, treating yourself well, you deserve it. You work hard, you risk, you sacrifice. Men still won't do it. Men still won't do it. They don't try new. They'll go to the same restaurant, order it to go, take it home, and be quiet. And I'm trying to get men to say, nah, man, go treat yourself. Go to these establishments. Spend the money on yourself. You're going to find that you're going to spend way less money. Then when you go with a woman, you're going to spend like 4 times as much, maybe 3 times as much when the woman's there, because you're going to buy multiple alcoholic drinks, right? 2 or 3 drinks, and that's going to sky high the bill. You go over there and you have the strawberry lemonade and a steak, and you're out of there with no appetizers or dessert. You're out of there $75 to $95 with tip. But when you go with the woman, it's $220. Then you'll realize why it's more important to go by yourself. You'll go to the movies. When you go to the movies with a woman, she's got to curl her hair and get dressed and all of this shit, right? And wait, and you got to do this. And then when you go to the movie, it's not enough. You got to buy snacks. That ain't enough. You got to go dinner and a movie. When you have a girlfriend, dinner and a movie. Now, she might even invite friends. Oh, we're going with Susie and Jan, Susie and Jack. Now you're going to dinner and a movie with Susie and Jack. It's going to take 6 hours to watch the goddamn. It's going to be a 6-hour production. And then you're waiting for them to get ready. You're having a conversation. The bitches is all walking slow talking. It's going to take forever, bro. When I go to the matinee, I'm in and motherfucking out. I walk past the snacks. I see the movie. I know when to show up. I show up when the goddamn 30 minutes of credits are up. I show up, I see the movie, I walk the fight back out, and it's still light outside. I got the rest of my day. I don't have to wait for the 9 o'clock show. I don't have to wait for the 9 o'clock show. I can fill myself full of goddamn microwave popcorn before I leave, and I can go there, get in and out, get my damn Regal pass, boop, free ticket, because I paid for it in advance, get the fuck in there, watch the matinee, dip the fuck out. I'm out of there. Now, if the woman then wants to do what? Hang out, we ain't going to dinner or a movie. I already done it. I just was at the movie. Oh, I wanted to go. Okay, I went to the 12:30 p.m. show. I'm going to the 12:30 p.m. show on Monday. When the movies open up, there's going to be nobody in there. You don't need to get dressed, bitch. You can be in sweatsuits for all I care. You don't need hair and makeup. Let's go. But guess what? They don't want to do it because that's not, unless they're their girlfriend. They don't want to do it. They want to be taken out and go to lunch and dinner and a movie, a long-ass date. Nah, bruh. It don't take all that. Go to get dessert. Go to Cold Stone ice cream afterwards to get a dessert. Why you didn't take me to the movie? Because, motherfucker, I was at the 12:30 matinee for half the price. And if I want to get some snacks, I got some snacks. All right, I'm going to bring some snacks in my pocket. All right, so it is what it is. Yep, so these are the things we're encouraging. Then it goes further, going to sports events by yourself. It goes further. So now, instead of going, I got tickets, I'm going to the Atlanta Hawks game. All right, I got to take the broad. Then you're worrying about how much the extra costs. And then when she's up there sitting next to you, she says, I've been here before. But when I was here, the last guy that brought me, he brought me down there. We were sitting almost courtside over there. Now you feel like shit. Now you feel like she doesn't appreciate your effort. Okay? She'll say, I've never sat this high in the arena. I've never seen the game from this far. Do you need binoculars? Now you're going to feel like shit if she's a good-looking woman. Because if she's a good-looking woman, she'll tell you she ain't used to sitting up way up there in the 300 in the nosebleeds. She was like, last dude that took me. She won't even say last dude. She'll say last time I was here, I was in the goddamn front row. All right. And that is implying the last date that she had, her ass sat in the front row. She gonna let your ass know. All right. So men need to experience it from that perspective. So then you can understand. But because you're taking another woman, you got to sit way up here to afford the tickets. Then she'll tell you, we park valet and your ass walking 3 blocks. All right, you walking 3 blocks to save the $70 on the parking. So you see what's happening? You're not prepared. You're only used to living life through women. Then when you want to go on a vacation, and travel, women seem to have self-care down pat. Unfortunately, they can't afford this self-care. So then that's how they date, or they might try to get a boyfriend to be able to afford the self-care. They want to go 50-50 on the rent so they can spend the money getting their punani waxed. Or they might go sugar daddy so they can get their punani waxed. Hey, daddy, I'm getting my punani waxed for you. Can I? Okay, but you, on the other hand, aren't used to traveling by yourself. You're not used to traveling business class or first class or 5-star restaurant. So when you do travel as a man, if you do, you'll live in squalor. You'll go Motel 6. Okay, you won't even try to upgrade yourself. Then if a woman's with you, the woman's going to tell you, Motel 6, Red Roof Inn? I think not. You'll have her way back in the goddamn coach plane, way back in the back, pussy getting dried up. Getting dried up because you're not in position. So we tell men to get in position. Go live life through yourself and through your own lens. Instead of spending all your money and then you get over there and she give you 2 pieces of ass. And she's asking for this and that. She's like, can I have that knick-knack? Can we go shopping for that? Can we do that? The minute you won't do it, she pissy and you ain't getting no pussy. And you have a miserable experience because she's sitting on the Motel 6 bed. And you trying to reach over there and grab her titty and she drying up. So we have to treat ourselves well. We have to go get a massage, not the rub and tug. We have to treat ourselves, manicure and pedicure. It's okay. It's just grooming. It doesn't have anything to do with prettying your hands and your feet up. It's just simple grooming. You have to treat yourself well. 4-star hotel, 4-star or 5-star restaurant. You have to treat yourself well so you can know what you should expect back from the woman. Then you can start putting price tag on her ass. All right, this is what I expect from you to be able to get this type of treatment. Okay? But guys won't do this. They fight this all the time. They fight this. I got to do it with the woman. I got to show her. I got to get validated by the woman. My ego's attached to it. I got to build with the woman. I got to marry her. We're going to grow together. I want a solution related to growing together with these bitches and put them in check and telling these women what to do. You're distracting yourself. You can't even focus on yourself because you're trying to get these women to appreciate you. And in the middle of it, they don't appreciate you because the effort you're giving They don't consider it significant. And this is why you're having a problem. Then you don't even know what to do when you get in these elements. They're right. When was the last time you tried a new restaurant? Tried a new meal at the restaurant? When was the last time you traveled without a woman being included? Or going to go get some women when you get there? Okay. When was the last time you took care of yourself? When was the last time you de-stressed? When was the last time you decompressed? When was the last time you got a back neck massage and you didn't try to get it from a bitch? When was the last time you tried to give a woman a massage and you just sent her to the spa, as opposed to you trying to give her the back rubbing, the nut on her back, right? So this is what men do. I want my girlfriend to give me a massage for free. Just go pay for a goddamn massage. Right? So when I get with women, I don't have to have her rub my back and my neck. She be like, you want me to rub your back and my neck? Nope. Face in the pillow. Let's go. I don't need none of that bullshit. I already have my massage therapist. My massage therapist come to the house and she rubs me down for an hour and a half. I'm good. Then I go for my personal trainer. I get enough goddamn attention. I don't need to waste time you rubbing my back and I'm rubbing yours. No. But this is boss up mindset. Okay, let me rub your back so I can get your shirt off. Nah, bitch, take your shirt off. Bitch, I've been got my back rubbed all day. So you live your life, even the pleasures of massages and scalp massages and cuddles and touches. You live that through women. That's the only way you will get it. And you get it by begging and cuddling and wasting all this time and listening to her talk. And no, not now. And can you just rub it for 30 more minutes? Bitch, go get a massage. All right, go get a massage. You want me to rub your back for 30 minutes? Go get a motherfucking massage. All right, here's $75. Go have that Asian woman rub on your goddamn back. Got me rubbing on your back for 30 minutes. Hell no, bruh. Get that pussy up. Tilt that ass up. Toot that ass up. All right. So this is the things that men are doing, and they find this to be how they believe dating and relationships are gonna be. Bro, we can get right to the business and right out of here. All right. I don't need to go through this whole rigmarole. And then, oh, she's rubbing my back. She must really like me if she's rubbing my back and my neck. I don't need that, bro. I got massage therapists on call. I don't need my date rubbing my neck. I don't need to spend extra time in the bed fucking around and fumbling for the remote and getting her to goddamn put the sexy music and getting her to get the goddamn hot dripping oil. Nigga, I got a massage therapist for that. I don't need her to come in here and clean up. All right, a woman should want to clean up and submit. I got some woman to do that. I got 3 Rosalindas that come every goddamn week and they clean the fuck up. I don't need her to look for shit to clean up to prove her. Bruh, if she wants to clean up, fine. But it's mostly all my shit is done and they come in every Wednesday and they wreck shop and they leave. I don't need her to fold my laundry to prove I got a woman that folds my laundry. I don't need her to cook. I got a chef. The chef delivers meal. Him and his wife delivers meals to my door every Monday. I don't live my life through women. I don't live my life through women. It is a hard thing for men to do. You're looking for women to do all of these little things to prove that they like you. I hire women to do that. I hire people to do this and I leave that shit alone. So I don't have to try to convince these women to submit. Now, if that's what they want to do, they don't replace Rosalinda. They don't replace my chef. They don't replace my massage therapist. They don't replace my personal trainer. I'm not living my life through women. You're living your life through women to try to do this. And guess what? You ain't bossing up in the process because you're spending a whole bunch of time. You spending way too much motherfucking time to get these women to try to do this shit to prove to your ego that they like you and they building with you and they gonna be your future wife. Nah, bruh. Hell to the motherfucking no. So I can spend 6 hours with her? No, thank you. So I can spend the whole weekend with her listening to her blabbermouth. When Rosalinda cleans up, they don't say nothing to me. They say, hi, Poppy. When my chef comes by, they don't say nothing. They just drop off the goddamn food and leave. When my JUCO comes over, we just go right upstairs to the bedroom. You need a drink? You need some water? You might need some water. I'll turn the air on because I'm going to be sweating. All right, here we go right here. I'll take that off. All right, calm down. Let me take off the shirt. Here, let me unsnap the bra like we are in the wild. All right, on the bed, please. Thank you. That's what it is. And these women are telling you, all your life experiences are through women. You go shopping at the mall, walking around with the mall with them, walking around at Target with them, holding their hands here. Now, that's good every now and then, okay? Every now and then, that's cool. But all of your experiences are like this, and then you tell me you don't pay. Then you tell me you don't pay, which is absolutely insane. I'm like, huh? You spent the whole weekend for her to rub your back and fold your laundry and talk about submission and get her to cook a meal. Then she want to talk. She done spent the night. She done asked to go to breakfast, lunch. You asking her to make a sandwich and arguing about that. Make your own sandwich. You trying to coach her and put her on your program so she know what type of lettuce and tomatoes and avocados and salt and pepper and oil and vinegar to put on your sandwich, right? Nah, man, I ain't got no time for that shit. Okay? You're trying to live your life experiences through women. I love this tweet. And you just spent 11 hours to try to get this shit to be done. Also, you can prove that this woman likes you. A real one would do it. Who needs all that? Yep, you cuddle and caking. Guess what? You're not on your grind. You're not on your purpose anymore. Now you're not growing anymore. Now you're on her level. She done stunted you. The only reason is she started begging to go out for ice cream. Then you go get ice cream. You wouldn't have went and got ice cream unless she wanted some ice cream. Now you go in the goddamn Cold Stone ice creamery just so you go, I better get her something. Come on, man. I love this. You guys need to reformulate your philosophy when you're dealing with this particular situation, because I'm an advocate of learning by yourself. You don't have to learn through women. And at some particular point, you will exercise and exhibit leadership skills when you know where to go, right? When a woman says, hey, I take me somewhere, and you can take that bitch somewhere she never been, or she been there before and she could be impressed. And dude, you walk in the joint and everybody's like, hi, Greg, how you doing? Good to see you again. You know what really gets women is that when you take them somewhere and they say, good to see you again. That happened to me just this weekend. Took a nice piece of calico, expensive calico, to a nice steak restaurant here in Las Vegas. Now, because I go there often and I reserve through a certain app and I'm a member of this particular restaurant, they know me. So when we went there, and this is a restaurant, it's top notch. It's expensive, it's top notch. And the servers are professional servers. This is not no regular shit. We sit down, and the server, because they study who you are, they pull you up, see your profile, how many times you eat and reserved here and all this shit. And you got to pay in advance to reserve. So you got to pay to reserve to this restaurant. You got to pay to reserve this restaurant. You can't just be like, I'm going to make a reservation. They say, give me your credit card. So I show up. We sit down. And they were like, Mr. Adams, welcome back. Good to see you again. All right, that right there, people don't realize, that sets off the other woman. All right, because now she going, who this nigga? And who is you with? Yeah, we got a dress code. They like, who? Welcome back. Who this? And who was you here with? Okay, you take all the women here. So now you got the leverage. Oh, this ain't the first time I've been to a spot like this. This ain't my first rodeo. I'm known here. People know me in this bitch. The Bruce Wayne is here. All right. And so she like, oh, okay. All right. Those little things, man. Now you done put leverage on a woman. All right. Now you can tell her. And then she all ears. Now, this is good. This is not good. All right. This is what you order here. All right. Now you can tell her what you ordering. Okay. This is what you should. You've now exhibited leadership. Now you got leadership. And that same woman, we went to another place, which is lower scale. All right. And when we went in there, all of the waitresses, hi, good to see you again. Welcome back. Now she like, damn, everywhere this nigga go, they know him. Everywhere he goes, they know him. So these are little things that these people are talking about. I'm not living my life through her. All right. I've already lived my life. Now she's just a part of it. She's a part of this. She's a part of what I've experienced. So this is what she's going through. That don't mean it's going to be cheaper. That don't mean anything. But what'll happen is it'll just demonstrate that you're just not some guy sitting at home waiting to take, all right, I got a woman now. I'm going to finally take her out to somewhere. It ain't about her. It's about you. When you go on a date, let me give you a last one. When you go on a date, I got to remember my point. So let me come back to that one. But so if you're taking people out on a date, we'll get to the point here because I actually slipped my mind, but it's important. So I'll think about it again. But guys are going to try things in the restaurant with the women. They tend to be the center of attention. But when you plan things, you're planning them with you in mind, not her. This is what they're talking about. So this is the point. When you're out here dating, if you can't do this, you're not ready to date. This is why I tell you, if you're broke dating, you're messing up. So you're planning to date with you in mind, not her. So that if she wants to come with you, you already are going to this thing. I'm going to this. I want you to be my guest. I want you to be my guest at this thing that I'm going to, as opposed to you're taking her there. You see the difference of that? I'm not taking her there. She's my guest to this event or to this restaurant. So again, I go to this restaurant normally. I was going to this restaurant. You are a guest of me. You're being privileged to be with me, as opposed to I want to show you how important you are and she's the main event. That is two different mindsets. And that's the mindset I be trying to tell y'all. To that point, if I plan to go somewhere and I invite her to join me, to be my guest to something that I'm going to, if she cancels, you're still going. So now you're not frustrated if she cancels. You're like, good, okay. And when you get there, I thought it was a table for two. It's just me. And you enjoy the event. You enjoy the experience. You enjoy the restaurant still in her absence. As opposed to you plan to take her somewhere. She cancels and you're mad. Oh, this bitch flaked on me. Now I got all dressed. I've made these reservations. Now, you see the difference? Now you're mad when she cancels. You're mad that she canceled. You mad that she flaked. You turn around and go home. You halfway to the restaurant and she sends you that. Sorry, don't be mad. Don't be upset, but I can't come. If she sends you that, you going anyway. You're like, well, her loss, and you still going to the restaurant. Do you see the difference in approach? You're mad that she canceled and flaked. That's because you were going with her. You were trying to show her a good time, as opposed to I'm going anyway. I was going without her anyway. That's what they're saying. You're like, well, yep, her loss. Same thing with the basketball game. I was going to the basketball game anyway without this. She was my guest. So she flaked on me. She didn't want to come. Oh well. I'm going to enjoy myself anyway. Those are two different mindsets that most men don't have. And they think this is about hate for women or trying to be. No, you're inviting her into your life. I was going to the firearm range anyway. Or she says, what do you want to do? I want to take you out. And she says, okay, good. Where are we going? We're going to something that I was going to do anyway. So I'm inviting you to go to do something that I was doing. She's going to say, I don't want to do that. Bitch, I don't care what you want to do. It was never about you anyway. I'm inviting you into my world. My weekend was already planned. I'm inviting you to something to enjoy something I was doing this weekend. I was already going here. Now, if you want to go do something you want to do, you're invited to do something you want to do this weekend without me. But this weekend, I already had plans, but I want to invite you into my weekend. If she says, nah, I want to go to dinner or something like that, okay, go to dinner. And then maybe we can connect another time. But my weekend is already planned. But I was willing to invite you into something that I was doing. You're obviously not interested in that. Kick fucking rocks. But I have plans already. So this is too, like, I was going to the firearm range. You want to go to the firearm range with me? Well, I don't like guns. Okay. I'm not changing my plan, though. Right? I'm still going to the firearm range this weekend. Perhaps we'll make it another time. But what you guys do is give up leverage. Okay, you don't like guns? Okay, good. Maybe we can shoot bow and arrows. Maybe we could go to bumper cars. Maybe we could go to this. And then you start asking her, hey, what do you like to do? You've lost leverage. You've lost leverage. Now this bitch making the plans. Now she's not going to give you and yield back the power to leverage back to you. So this is why we tell you it's more than just broke dating. It's about experiencing life through yourself. Then when you start dating again, you have the leverage. Her pussy going to dry up when she gets back in control. She's going to look at you as less than. She's going to be like, damn, this nigga ain't even trying to put no plans together. Now I got to put plans together. She's going to be dry. Then you're going to reach for her titties and she's going to be like, nah, that's all right. She's still going on a date with you, but she's going to be like, So these are the things we try to keep, but a lot of people don't listen to that part of the philosophy. They make all these other excuses and shit, but I'm out here winning anyway. Broke dating, I'm getting free pussy and all. And they don't realize that they losing. They don't realize you losing. And eventually, she's going to run up against me, and I'm going to, your girl, you don't have a chance with, you don't stand a chance when I show up in your girl's life. Because I got this shit down pat. I got this shit beat. Dude, I've done this so many times. I got this down like the back of my hand. It's so easy for me. I could just go, because I can beat you just on planning and leadership and just being absolutely indifferent. As opposed to, what do you want to do and where you want to go? I don't know about that. I'm not in the mood for that. Soon as I tell her, boom, all right, be ready at 7:00. I'll be there to pick you up. Wear a black dress, high heels, high ponytail, heavy makeup, light makeup, flat shoes. She can be like, where are we going? Don't worry about all that. Just be ready at this time. And then take her to something. And I never been here before. Pussy wetter than the Niagara Falls. You cooked. You can't compete. Now I've opened it up to a place that she ain't never been. Bitch, what you want? Here you go right here. Order whatever you want. You know what I'm going to be doing? Clapping her motherfucking cheeks. And you trying to save $200 and it cost me $200. You cooked. You can't compete. Because I'm in boss up mode and I'm leading her ass. When she gets in the car. When she gets in the car and she sits in the car. Oh, wow, I appreciate you. You know what? I really appreciate that you were on time, because she's going to be on time like a motherfucker. And I'm going to say, I thought I told you to look good. She's going to be like, huh? I thought I told you to look good. You don't like what I'm wearing? I didn't do well for you? You did good. All right, but next time I want you to really execute that high ponytail. You look great, though. All right, you look great. You almost did it, but you'll learn. She be sitting on the other side because they super duper insecure. Now I done brought up her insecurities. She gonna be like, oh, fuck. Wow. This nigga ain't playing. She ain't. All right, you'll listen to instruction. You'll learn. You'll learn. All right, I'll train you up in due time. I'll train you up in due time. You'll do better next time. Now, she under my motherfucking wing. All right, guess what? Soon as we get in the door, Soon as she did in the door, all right, the valet will open. I'm pulling up the valet. And your ass pulling up in the 8th floor of the parking garage. I'm about to whoop your ass today, bruh. Your girl is gone. All right, wait, the valet will open your door. Just sit there. Do business with the valet. All right, they type your number in a little computer. Oh, yeah, hi, Mr. Adams. You're already in here. Been here before. Been here before. Then they open her door. Then when she steps in, right, you take her hand around the arm. All right, you're leading her. Don't hold her hand. Take her hand and put it around your bicep. Walk her into the door. Tell her to step to the side. Open the door. When we get to the door, step to the side. Every door, step to the side. Give her instruction. You teaching her everything. She go and grab the door? Nah. Every time we hit the door, you step to the side, I'm going to open it up. Every single time. So that every time this bitch get to the door, she step to the side. I open the door. Go ahead. Second door, same thing. Go ahead. Arm right back here. All right. You're instructing her how to be with you. Now, if she don't want to follow none of the instructions, you know what? I don't think we'll be having dinner tonight. Let's just pick up drinks and then I'll arrange a ride for you back home. I'll order an Uber. You need me to order you an Uber back home? Do you need me to order you an Uber back home? That's what you're doing the whole time. You're not there to get to know her. You're establishing your leadership over her. You don't give a fuck about what the fuck she about to say. You're establishing leadership. You're giving her instruction. Everything's an instruction. Stand right there. I'll pull out the chair. There you go right there. You're just establishing it so that when she's with you the next time, she gonna be on it. I hope my ponytail better be higher this time. All right, but you guys are out here trying to fumble and stumble your way. The minute they deal with me, they dealing with a boss. We in boss mode. We in boss mode. More times than not, you can try to order for her. And this is a typical picky subject because I don't really try to order for them all the time, but they might go for it. But see what she wants. Put her on a timeline. All right, they're going to be ready. Let's go ahead and look at the menus. We'll talk in a minute. Okay. Then you're governing the conversation. Do not let this bitch go off into politics, any of this bullshit. Nah, man. Listen, she's going to start talking about politics. Okay. She's going to start talking about politics. You cover her drink. Cover her drink with your hand. You don't have to put your hand on the glass. You say, I thought we were here to enjoy this experience. I thought we were here to enjoy this experience. I thought we were here to have fun. We're not here to argue. We're not here to talk. I know you're interested in these subject matters, but this is not what we're here for. We're not here in this beautiful place to talk about something so frivolous. Are you here to have fun? Let's enjoy ourselves. We're not talking about your career. We're not talking about what you do for work. We're not doing any of that tonight. Govern the conversation. No orange man bad. No, none of this shit. It's these things that when you have leverage and options, you can do. When you've exhibited that you're way ahead of her and she got to catch up, you can do it. This is why also you don't date old broads, because old broads don't follow instruction. They like old motherfucking Yeller. They want to do it the way they want to do it. They want to go where they want to go. They want to do what they want to talk about what they want to talk about. This is why you don't date old broads. It ain't because they're old. It's because they like old motherfucking Yeller. Some of them don't want to listen. Some of them think they're better than you. Some of them think they're just on par or better than you. So get the old broads out of here. And slut busters and booger wolves and all this shit. Get them out of there. You want to date people. You want to date people that you have a little bit more leverage over, because that's what women naturally like. They want to be led. They look for it. But, you You guys want to build with the woman. You guys want to be on par, and you want to marry the woman and then grow together type shit. But when you do that, she leads you. She's going to be leading you, and you're going to be, yes, dear. Yes, dear. What would you like now? Where would you like to go now? Yes, dear. It's a treat for her to call out. You give her the option. You know what? You pick the dessert. Instead of her, like, I want to order. If she orders a drink, an extra drink, and she didn't ask you first, but she expects you to pay, you correct it immediately. Wait a minute. I'm treating you today. I'm giving you this gift. I'm extending you this gift. And you're just going to order an extra drink? You got to correct it. Hold on. We're not ordering extra drinks. Never mind. She doesn't need one. Right here. Then let her and the waiter look at each other like. Right here. Her and the waiter gonna look at each other and look at me and they looking at each other like, oh shit, she doesn't need an extra drink. She's good. Completely dismiss that shit. So that she could get the, oh shit, this nigga ain't playing. He real. Now, if she don't like it, she could go. You're welcome to go. That's fine. Do you need an Uber back? Even offer her that. You need an Uber back? I'll get myself. Okay, bye-bye. But this all matters. All these little things matter, and this is only until you have leverage and options, because she's going to give up. She see you at a $300 restaurant. She going to get in line. She going to get in line. You had a $300 restaurant. You done parked for valet. You made this bitch come up. She'll get in line, bruh. But if you just a regular degular trying to get a 50-50 date, and she going to be arguing and bullshitting and you shit testing you the whole night, all right, and trying to get extra to-go meals and shit like that, So this is the thing, and I have one more bit of advice, but I'm going to move on. But y'all ain't paying a nigga, so I just got to get through with this really quickly here and hit the showers, because you know what time it is for me. It's JUCO heaven. But when I didn't have leverage and options, I did the same bullshit. Let these women lead. Let these women pick. Let these women tell me what to do, ordering extra drinks, and I'm looking at my tab like, oh shit, I'm going to be over here. You don't have that experiences. Okay? Okay. But this is why then you can pick the woman. You can pick the woman that you want to give this experience, as to taking a woman that don't deserve it, because that's what you can get. Then you got to try to give her this experience. All right. But it's a woman that it's a woman that you couldn't even pick. It was a woman that you was just lucky to match with the bitch and take her out. And then she's like, you got to take me here. You got to do that. I don't got to do none of that. So that when these soggy bitches come up and act like I have to give her that treatment, I'm like, hell no. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. These are very big details, and you will find that women, especially younger women, fold up like that easily. Easily. You'll get them, and you'll get them very cooperative real quick. And then you send them on home. All right, we got some PayPals. But PayPal made me sign out. So I'm going to have to get them from the phone. You're not going to beat me on this one. Now, you might be able to get a freebie off of her. All right, you might be able to get some free punani off of her and think you winning. But you're going to spend it in time for sure. Shout out to our brother here. It's Pro Man says not. He's okay. That was last week. I don't know why that didn't go through. Okay, let me see something here. For some reason. Okay, here we go right here. I got to type this in. Okay. PayPal, pay peasy. We'll get everybody. Thank you for the show. Anybody, if y'all want to do it different, do it different. But this is how I do it. All right, I got the Ko-Fis. We gonna get them all. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to our brother. It is Chuck. He says the solution says your fat rant was gold on my X account. All right, you got it up there, man. That fat rant was good. Shout out to you and thank you for sharing. That's a co-sponsorship. All right. Shout out to our brother Joshua Moon says, listening to my 50-year-old neighbor get berated by his wife being that old with no leverage is sad. Women will lose respect for you no matter who you are. But guys, being old and get berated by a woman is terrible. Preston says turning their brain off sounds like quitting. 100%. But what I just described was her turning her brain off. All right. 100%. 100%. All right. Be guided. Women are looking for leadership in men. Now, that don't mean they'll like what they're getting, but they're looking for it. No government name SD says, Coach, you're the one that convinced me to go out alone. Now I go to the restaurants and sit at the bar, and it's always a great time. Before I found your show to set me free, I let a cute girl call me on the way to meet me at the restaurant to order her food so that it was ready when she got there late. Thank you, Coach. Yep. Another thing you do for men whose women show up late, which it's inevitable. Women are poor planners. They're almost always late. But if you put money on the table, they seem to show up a little bit on time. Or if they're trying to fuck with you, they'll show up late. So you don't know what it is. They're either poor planners or they're fucking with you. It's never anything other than that. So some women have an hour and a half of prep and they mismanage their time. That tells you she mismanages her pussy too. But also, if they're trying to fuck with you, they'll show up late to see what you do. This is what children with breasts do. So this is the shit that they do. Now, when you have a situation where they're supposed to be on time, and you show up and you say, we're meeting at 7:30, you go in there at 7:30. You do not wait in the car for this broad to show up 10 or 15 minutes late. You literally just lost leverage. Don't wait until she get there. Don't wait till she beat you there. If you said 7:30, you say you go in that restaurant at 7:30. Then what the fuck you do is you go in there, you get seated like normal. You text her, I'm seated at this particular table. I'm already sitting down, bitch. You get the bread. You get the drinks. Whatever you do, you start the dinner. Start the dinner. Don't take this advice. Just leave. Nah, bruh. Have your dinner. You deserve it. Order your appetizers and start motherfucking eating. And start drinking. Order your platter 10, 15 minutes. I already know what I want. Order it. Yes. A second will be joining us. Order your shit. Get the food delivered to you. So when her goof ass show up, oh, you started without me? You were late. You're lucky I'm still sitting here. But I was hungry. So you're welcome to join and catch up. But I do have to leave at 9 o'clock. I do have to wrap this up at 9. So if your food don't come or whatever the fuck it is, I'm taking all leftovers. So you better speed eat, motherfucker. This is a short date, okay? And I just put it in my queue that you have an inability to show up on time. You don't have to tell her all this. You don't have to tell her all this. You don't got to get smart mouth. You let your actions speak. Oh, wow. You already ordered the drinks and the appetizers and the platters? Yep, I already ordered. So you can catch up. All right. Oh, that's not considerate. Oh, it's inconsiderate to show up late to a date or a meeting. So who is inconsiderate? But you don't want to talk about all this. You don't want to bring this up. Don't bring this up. Just keep it going. Just plan like you were going to plan. Do what you were going to do and enjoy yourself in the action. And if she want to play catch up, ask for the check. They ain't even delivered her food yet. Okay, can you bring the check? Put her ass on. She gonna be like, oh shit, this nigga don't play. All right, I'll make sure I'm gonna be on time if there's a next time. If there's a next time. All right, but y'all want to be like, leave and don't show up. Nah, bro, I'm going to go and get me a meal. Like, I'm already dressed. I'm already here. I'm already out. Let me go ahead and get the meal. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play with her insecurities now. I'm going to fuck her shit up. All right, I'm going to make that bitch know I'm setting the pace. You don't set the pace. I don't wait for you. I'm setting the pace. You're You're following me. All right, I'm on it. And then what you do, if she's late or she was inconsiderate or shows an attitude, this is what you do. You kill her with the kindness. You don't have to set her straight. You ain't going to see her again anyway. Oh, okay, I had a nice night. All right, I hope you have a good time back. All right, I see your car's there. All right, you give her the church hug, pat her ass on the back. Good luck with everything. Walk the fuck off. Leave her standing there like, don't try to sleep with her. Don't try to get sex from her. Don't ask her for a second date. Don't tell her you're going to see her again. All right, good luck with everything. And keep that shit moving. She'll be standing there walking back to her car like, damn. Don't ask for a kiss. Don't do anything. Remove your pelvic from the hug. Just pat her ass on the fucking back. Good luck. All right, but you give up leverage when you try to sleep with her because now that means you accept poor behavior. Don't text her or nothing. Text her, oh, did you get home? Good. Have a nice life. All right, anyway, shout out to our brother Macaroni Tony. You need to tip the valet to keep it up top and tip the host to have prime seating. Gump's not ready. Facts. Facts. That happened to me this weekend at Caesar's Palace. I had my car packed up top. All right. Had a nice flatback with us. We went to Caesar's Palace. We came out. My car was right there in front of where everybody's standing in fucking line. All right. And I walked right out to get the keys. Everybody, when I get in the car, everybody looking at us like, right? They like, wow, what the fuck going on here? Boss up. It costs an extra $60. It costs an extra $60. Okay, G-Wagon parked all up on top, and there's hundreds of people watching me in this long-legged flatback walk to the car. And trust me, I've done this several times. They be looking. They be like, whoa, shit. This nigga on a whole nother level. He on a levels to this shit. Then they wondering, what the hell going on here? And who that? By the way, many women have never experienced that. So they're going to be like, this is a whole nother game. Now, guess what? When you park all the way up in the 8th floor of Caesar's Palace and walk all the way down through the casino, she's going to remember CGA. And that's her new standard. That's the new standard. Now, you will never compete with that unless you just big dick Tyrone or Chad. Right? You better be that, or you better have motherfucking Mouthpiece Crispy to beat that. Pricing niggas out. Pricing niggas out. And people be looking mouth wide open too. And she sees it too. Trust me. All right. Shout out to our brother here. And I got all the Ko-Fi. So thank you for being patient. JC, shout out to JC Key himself. They may steal meat from you, but they'll never steal glass, get laid, and stay single from you. Shout out to you. What the heck? I went to Colombia for a month. Told my brother I created a YouTube channel, but all he says is I don't see no beaches. I told him that's for the gins. He says that's for the gins that can't get Punani back in the States. Needless to say, I lost a subscriber, and he's thumbing down all of my videos. Family ain't shit. Shout out to you. That's crazy. That's crazy. It be your own kind. Shout out to Big Boy Says, Coach. My bad for throwing off tonight's show, but I needed to something that stuff about my wife's friend divorcing. That ish was a red pill. Keep it up, Coach. Been here since 2020. Shout out to you, man. Sad news. Corey says, what's up, Coach? You spitting facts. Free agent lifestyle for life. Free agent lifestyle for life. Shout out to y'all. Y'all think it's about women and what you're doing. It's about you. Everything is about you. You're the main character. Not a lot of people are really going to do this. And you're like, well, she benefited off of it. You guys worry about way too much. You guys worried about way too much. You're worrying about a woman slightly benefiting off of me having a good time. Well, she benefited. She got fed and she got this and that. Bruh, she going home to a pissy mattress. She's going home to a 1-bedroom apartment. She's going home to the slums. She's going home to a college dorm. You know where I'm going home? I'm still winning. And I still got more girls to pick from. I still got another girl to treat. Okay? Don't worry about the little shit that they getting. All right, then just worry about the little shit that they get. All right, don't worry about it. Smart RN, as a CGA surgery RN brother, I'm going to be asleep when he reads this, and you're going to be ready for most of y'all's family surgery, but I want y'all to know CGA ain't never lied, and y'all need to listen. You're getting a master class. A master class. 100%. Carter says this is true, unfortunately, because most men like myself were raised by women. Women who didn't speak life into us and taught us to attach our worth to women. He says, I started doing this type of stuff solo in 2017 after hearing this message from KS. Shout out to you. Fellas, you deserve good shit. Shout out to you. You deserve good shit. All right. Most guys, you're living your level out here trying to give women less, but you ain't got nothing. Right? You're trying to give women less, but you got nothing. Like how? You can't have nothing. Like if you have something, giving them less is nothing. All right. But you're trying to give them less and you ain't even got anything. Shout out to you. Free Agent for Life says, Coach, tell him. He says it's called +1 for a reason. When you boss up, you can tell her how to play secretary. Most men need to work on their social skills and networking skills. They'll see you before you see them. Even staff at establishments will treat you well and slide their number. Facts. You don't think other women are seeing you doing what you're doing? They're like, I want to be a part of that. They'll cock block the hell out of the girl you with, or they'll see you the next time. All right, they will. Tranisha says, when a woman can laugh, relax, and have fun on dates, it's like foreplay. You are speaking Latin to men who speak Spanglish. Yep, and you ain't even have to ask for the panties. Panties going to get served up. Like, sex is just one of those things you don't even have to ask for. It's already on the menu, especially if you negotiate it up front. Like, you know what we're doing, right, when we get home? Not if we're doing, asking it. You know what we're doing. She'll say, yep, I know. Right? She'll know what time it is, because what you're doing is going to separate yourself from the pack. But some guys worried about she getting this and she getting paid for and free dinner. Chrisio Emilio says, I valet in Virginia Beach. He says right here, I'll keep you up top. Shout out to the brothers that keep you up top. Learn what that is. Shout out to Alan. Mac says the game you give him, boss up 2025 out here.
You better boss up, nigga.
Okay. Boss up. And if you're arguing on a date, the date's already over. Preston says turning their brain off sounds like quitting. We have Mo. Sir, this is a masterclass. He says, I hope they stop saying you don't provide solutions. Most guys just want quick solutions. They just want quick solutions. I can't give you quick solutions with women. They don't work like that. Because women are naturally predators, and they're going to sniff out weakness. They're going to sniff out mistakes. They're going to sniff out inexperience. They're going to sniff out that you want to fuck them and give them less. They're going to sniff this out. What they're going to do is fuck with you. They're going to mess with you bad. All right, they're going to mess with you bad. Trust me, I've been there. I'm a cheapskate my way around this. Okay, if she ugly and fat, you'll get away with it. If she's top notch, she ain't going to get away with it. All right, and if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. All right, it's fine. Just don't participate. Pro Legrand, 23-year-old coach game member. I tallied up my dark side expenses, and he says right here, since I started in 2021, I tallied it up to $9,000 from Cash App and Apple Pay. I've saved so much money, energy, attention, and time. Also, there was a few monk mode sprinkles in there. Can't wait to work up to the JUCO in my later years. Boss up 2025.
Boss up, nigga.
Boss up 2025. Okay, boss up 2025. And let me tell you something here, because I do have to dip. Pro Legrand, shout out to you guys. It'll get to the point that if you do this, monogamy is a negotiable. Monogamy becomes negotiable at that point. Now, you might lose the woman, she might go. But now when you go, now when she asks for monogamy, you could just look at her like this. Don't cramp my style. Guess what she's going to have to sit there and think? Am I willing to lose all this? Because guess what? You too busy trying to give her cheap tacos. You too busy trying to control her and yell at her. All right? But now monogamy is the negotiating. She gonna have to bitch. Okay, wait. You gonna be with me every day? Or this lifestyle? I don't know. I travel too much for all that. I'm gonna be out of town all June. I'm gonna be out of town all of June. So that means what I'm doing here, you know I'm doing somewhere else with somebody else. All right, so I'll see your ass back here when I get back out here from Sweden. All right, I'm going to be in Costa Rica. I'm going to be in Sweden all June. I don't have time for you I'll see your ass in about a couple of weeks. Okay? And she know when I'm going there or somebody else in town or when she come back in town, somebody else got that same treatment and somebody else got folded up like a love letter from the 2nd grade. She'll sit there and be like, I guess I better just deal with this. Because guess what? Who giving her what you giving her? Not many people. So when the next time you say when you're available, don't ask her. Here's another piece. Do not ask her when she's available. Tell her when you're available. I'm available in 2 weeks. Are you available? She'll say, let me go check. Let me see. Or if she really want to be with you, she's available. Yep, I'm available. Okay. Okay, good. Let's go ahead and meet up in 2 weeks.
Okay, Daddy.
She'll be ready. She'll be prime ready to go. Make sure you're not on your period. She'll say,
okay, Daddy.
She's going to be ready. All right, don't see her immediately. Tell her you'll be available in 2 goddamn weeks. Okay, I'm going to be available in about 2 weekends. You ready? You'll be ready for me.
Okay, Daddy.
She'll be ready. She ain't going to be like, she can fuck around and have something else going on, but she'll be here. All right. But remember, you're developing competition anxiety. And don't worry about who fucking her at all. I ain't worried about all that. What you do when I'm not there ain't none of my business. She gonna be like, damn. Damn. The minute you start worrying about what she does when you're not there, you're losing leverage. You can establish that later. You're losing leverage. The minute you worry about what she's doing when you're not there, you're losing leverage. You about to lose that woman. Don't ask her. I bet you got other niggas. Don't bring it up. Don't bring it up. Just let that shit go. She gonna be more worried about what you doing, not what she doing. She gonna try to keep that shit on ice until you get back. So you gonna break her back out so that she can keep that shit on ice for 72 hours. Do not bring it up. Just let you know. Put her ass in competition anxiety. Oh, yeah, good. I'm going to be in Turks and Caicos next week. She going to be like, you mean in Turks and Caicos? She automatically know. You taking somebody else because she ain't going. And she know you ain't going by yourself. So you worried about what she going to be doing while you in Turks and Caicos. But you going to be clapping cheeks in Turks and Caicos. All right? I don't give a fuck what she doing. She going to be like, I'll wait. Till you get back. And if she fucking somebody else, that's beyond your control, brother. She was going to do it anyway, whether you knew or not, or whether you ask her or not. Shout out to Game of Thrones says, thank you, Coach, for always providing excellent tips and advice for men to follow. Takeout Thursday. Hello. Shout out to you.
What kind of fuck you give me?
That was Game of Thrones. All right, let me make sure I clear the deck. Shout out to our brother. It is King Haynes says to the undisputed Ghost Rider of the Manosphere. Shout out to you, Facts.
I'm rich, bitch.
Mo Sir says this is a master class. Take notes, Ninja Man. Shout out to you.
I'm rich, bitch.
All right. 100%. Guys, whether you worried about if your girl is cheating or not, she'll cheat no matter what. So I ain't worried about the shit. Just make sure you have some motherfuckers lined up too. Never give up all your hoes. And I ain't giving up all my hoes. All right, I'm gonna let you know. But if you provide if you provide something that most men ain't providing, she'll be like, whatever. But if you providing regular shit, she gonna be on your neck about these other hoes because she ain't winning. All right, shout out to Hex Euripides, says, Coach, if I ever start a company called Mate, I will give you a cut for sure. Thank you for my cut. We got a couple of cash apps as we exit. Shout out to Hex. Shout out to our brother here. Dr. Thunder says, salute, bro. Salute, bro. 100%. Shout out to our brother Jonathan, says, Coach, I treated myself to another day at the Alamo Draft House. Watched the release and the re-release of Star Wars, took a Stormtrooper helmet and enjoyed my night. Couple of cuties gave me the side eye, like who he. Shout out that is. He says, Coach, I take your advice to heart because you never miss. Also, are there teachings about dating in locals, JUCO streams? You dropping gems? I'd pay to learn more and shed the Mitch in me. Thank you for everything. Free Agent Lifestyle for Life. Hit me with the Trump right here.
Look at my African-American over here. Look at him.
Yes.
Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking about?
Shout out to you, man. And yes, they was giving you the side eye. That's a co-sponsorship. We talk about it a lot. We talk about a lot of these things over on the JUCO streams on Sunday. So you kind of have to pick them out where you can get these pieces of advice. But leveraging options, y'all. I mean, that's the secret to me. You can do something else, and I've done other things. But when you try to exhibit control earlier, doesn't mean you're going to lose, but it's not going to work out with you long term. Because they're going to find ways to challenge you and test you. This is why we say free cost the most. Any woman knows that if you try to pursue free sex from the woman, more than likely, she's going to challenge you a lot more. She's going to make you earn that shit back. She'll come over and it'll take you forever to get the pussy. She'll just drag it out and drag it out. I need a drink. I need some water. It's too hot in here. Can you make it colder? I think I'm spotting. I think my period coming along. Let's talk a little bit more. Let's have a couple of extra drinks of wine. She gonna drag that shit out. She gonna start shit testing you, creating an argument, try to build up the flirtation, try to get the punani wet, and you trying to come on, baby, let's go. Let's go upstairs. Let's go to the bedroom. Here. Can you kiss me a little bit more? Can you hold me first? Can we cuddle a little bit longer? I gotta go to the bathroom. Let me go clean up. Let me go fix my face in the mirror. She gonna just drag that shit out, bro. It's gonna be like forever. You be like, damn, this bitch. Do you have condoms? Oh, damn, I ran out of condoms. Bitch, condoms, I'm clean. My dick clean. Dragging it out. And you gonna tell me you got it for free. Bro, I'll be already done by the time you even unzipping her pants. You ain't even unzipped her pants yet. I'll be all done. All done. I can do some extra work tonight. I'll be done by about at 9:15. She done showed up. Yep, she like, I throw her. Oh, I can't suck it that good. All right, can you put your mouth on it? Can you do it a little bit longer? Can you get on your knee? It's crazy. Oh, do you want to start now? I got to go home. I got a long day at work tomorrow. Doing all that bullshit. All right, dealing with the bullshit. The woman she ain't dumb, guys. You guys think women are dumb. Yep. Can we go out to eat first? I'm hungry. Are we just getting right to it? What are we going to do? We're not going to go get something to eat? Anyway, shout out to the Coach Gang. We'll be back tomorrow. Peace.
better boss up, nigga.